All right, we're watching this interrogation together as a watch along. I'll be pausing the footage at times for commentary and to read your thoughts, and other times we'll let it play so we can sit with the moments as they happen. This is not an expert analysis or instruction, it's an interactive viewing experience where we notice what stands out as the conversation unfolds in the interrogation room. Feel free to share observations in the chat. We'll talk through what we're seeing and in real time as the interview progresses.
Oh, I
mean,
know what it looks like.
If you,
I would too.
Put yourself.
I would too.
Put yourself in my position.
Just
you know
arrest
what I mean?
me.
You know.
Just arrest me now.
It doesn't make sense.
Just arrest me now.
This is Janet Tyberski. In early 2015, the partially clothed body of a young woman was found in a field outside Cleveland, Ohio. An autopsy revealed she had been beaten and suffocated 2 days previously and then dumped. Police appealed to the public for help identifying the woman and soon got a call from Janet Tyberski. She said the woman was her 26-year-old daughter, Rochelle. Detectives launched a homicide investigation and began getting statements from those closest to Rochelle. After speaking with Janet, police notice parts of her story don't add up. They bring her down to the station for a formal interview.
One of the things we did is we pulled like any police department, any reports and stuff like that. We pulled to see, what we do is we do what's called a profile. We try to profile the victim,
Yes.
of a crime,
Sure.
and get a history and everything that she's like. And I saw that there were several dealings, especially with Lakewood, and
You got Nicholson.
Oh yeah. Most of them right there at Nicholson.
Mm-hmm.
I think all of them.
Well, did Shelley call the police like back in the fall or last year? Something about you ended up leaving the house or something like that. Was that something that you remember?
I left the house.
Yeah, she called, and then I guess you guys had gotten in an argument, or there was some kind of argument, and then she called back and said, "Oh, never mind, my mom left," or something like that. Do you remember if she called the police on you on that?
Oh, I bet you. Well, here's the piece that comes to mind. Is that's when she attacked me.
Okay.
When I worked, this is what it may have been.
All right. So what do y'all already think about her acting like she's just remembering there may be a reason her daughter had to call the police on her? And they said the daughter, Rochelle, called the police back to say, never mind, I can make it in or whatever. But what do y'all think about her recalling, oh, now, yes, we did get into an argument.
When I worked as a teacher's aide, an educational aide over at Hayes for 5 years. There was a time then I'd come home at lunchtime and, after the morning thing, and I was going to fill in for a teacher, be a substitute for the afternoon, but she ended up, for whatever reason, attacking me, pulling my hair and locked me out of the house. So I had to call the teacher, Chris Porachonsky, to tell her, I'm so sorry, but I cannot be there to fill in for you because Bennett's in the house with Rochelle right now, and she locked me out of the house and attacked me. So I think that might have been, but I didn't make any phone calls, but I think she may have called. No, I just, I didn't.
Because what happened is I think she called back and basically said disregard. So did the police ever come down there?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so I think that's...
No, that could have been it. That's the piece that, if you're saying it was in the fall, like a year or two ago, that could have
like
been.
14. I'm not sure. But I'd have to...
14?
There was a lot of...
No, because I didn't work in 14. Then that might have not been the Bennett.
Because there were a lot of, I guess, there were some people that she hung around with that were ripping you off the one time at an apartment. We were still, was it Hannah's guitar?
Megan's, yeah.
Or Megan's, and then the guy hid it in the bushes and all that stuff. But that was someone that Shelley had hung around with.
At the time. Okay. One of the lovelies at that time. And there's always been the lovelies.
All right. And so, were there any other incidents recently that, even though the police weren't involved, but where, I know you were telling me before about the chair incident.
Yeah, she
What
threw the
happened?
chair.
Yeah, what happened with that? I know,
Well, I
I know we
think-
didn't
I
have a
told
lot of
her-
time to
Well, I
discuss.
think what happened is she fell through it a little bit. It was starting to go. She was
She
playing.
was sitting in the chair? Okay.
Yep. But it was not a good day. And then it was just another piece. But she was playing the Thomas matching game at the table with Bennett. I think that she started to fall through it, but it stopped. She didn't fall. Then she freaked. She threw the chair, knocked his workbench, broke the chair,
Uh-huh.
then threw what's left of the chair onto the lawn. Bennett started crying through it all because his workbench was down.
Yeah.
Um,
And is that common? Was that common behavior?
Okay, as we continue, so what are y'all thinking about the beginning of her demeanor while she's in here? Because they're just starting with her. Um, do you feel right now if she's being vague or long-winded? What are you thinking about her answers right now in the beginning? Because the detectives obviously haven't given anything away to what they know right now. So let me know what your thoughts are as far as how she's behaving. And what is she offering without being asked? So she seems to be volunteering some information, holding back on some other information unless they clarify and ask a little bit more.
Then she started going no, not the throwing of things,
Mm-hmm.
and not too much in front of Benny. She would do different things. She would be erratic and a little violent with me at times, knock my coffee out of my hands.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Pulled on that globe we have.
Yeah.
Just was ready to just
Oh,
bring
wow.
that down one day. She, the door upstairs, ripped that off the hinges, the whole thing.
How did she do that?
She did that.
Her shoulder, or
I have no idea. I wasn't home.
I mean,
I wasn't home at the time.
I've never ripped the door off.
I
Well,
know.
I take that back. When we've done
Probably
search warrants,
could.
I've taken it.
So it seems like this mom is describing her 26-year-old daughter, Rochelle, who is the victim. That is not, she's the one she's not here anymore. She's describing her as, she said, erratic and violent. And when the detectives asked her about when Rochelle made that phone call and saying, I don't think I can come in. And then later she said she could. And at first the mom couldn't remember the call. When she could remember, she was like, oh yes, we had an argument and did she say she was beating me up or she was coming at me? So everything is made for Rochelle to look like the aggressor and, to lead up to whatever may be discovered later.
Rough,
But
you got to use some force.
she was strong. But
So what day was that when you said it was not a good day?
that whole week was not good.
Okay. And
Tuesday,
that was when
Wednesday,
she had
Thursday.
come back
From
from.
Tommy's that prior.
Okay.
I picked her up that Tuesday morning. She missed a dose of the medication. And she stayed probably a day too long.
Of the Serpol?
Yeah.
Okay.
800 milligrams.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And so that Thursday was when the chair throwing
Mm-hmm.
anger incident.
Mhm.
What time was that? Was that during the day or was that at night?
I'd say it was probably in the early evening before dinner.
Okay.
Probably around 4 or 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
Benny cried. He's at the table. I said, Bennett, it's okay, hon. Just relax. It's okay. She got her coat on and walked out to have a cigarette, I think, or her Black and Mild.
A black.
Okay, Benny is this woman's grandson, the victim's son, just so y'all can be oriented on whose names are coming up. So, because you do need to know who Benny is.
Mile?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what she
She
smoked?
smoked Black and Mild.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did she have any patches or nicotine patches or anything like that?
I think
Did
she
you
tried it once or twice. I think Tommy gave her one, maybe.
Okay. How long ago was that?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
I think.
All right.
But she still smoked.
Mhm.
She still.
On top of the patches?
I think so. Yeah.
Give
I think she
bigger rush
tried.
from it,
Yeah.
I guess.
So then let's see, huh? Let me think. What were we saying?
So you said that was
So she
so that
went
was
out.
Thursday night?
That was Thursday evening.
Okay.
So you just kind of I calm Benny down. We breathe. She's out having her smoke. Just let her be, de-escalate. She came back in, didn't say a word. Got to kind of wait, you know.
So that I mean, you're used to that. You know how to handle.
Yeah, this has been my life.
Yeah.
My mother was this way.
Your mother was
Like this.
like Shelley was.
Yes, but I was raised primarily by my grandmother and my grandfather.
Okay.
I've dealt with this my whole life. So I majored in psychology. I tried to learn more about it.
Mm-hmm.
Was in social work for a while. Yeah, but now Benny's seeing it.
Yeah.
Now Benny's seeing this.
So you're trying to break the cycle.
Well, I mean, that would be. I told the officers, we know what we've been through. When Detective West came back the second time, I let him look through the house with Randall Young. He said, "How are your sisters handling this?" I said, "They're, that honestly, we're trying to make lemonade out of lemons here, and we know that Bennett is better off. So when you talk about the cycle, if there's anything that positive that has come out of this."
Yeah.
So this is where I believe the detectives gently started introducing a motive, because Benny is her world. That's her grandchild. That's her world. She wants to break the cycle of what's going on with her daughter, and she's saying how her mother used to be, and now she has her grandson to look after. So I feel like they're gently saying, we understand you would do anything to protect Benny. So that's why I feel like they're gently introducing, they are aware of what her motive could be without getting her going too aggressive too far and making her shut down. And yes, I was waiting to see, she dealt in psychology, Mary. Yep, she said she majored in psychology so she could learn all about her daughter's condition and everything like that. So yes, okay, we'll keep going.
That's it.
Well,
I mean,
okay. Well, the reason why, and remember I told you we were going to go through the computer and the phones and everything and try to form a timeline here.
Mhm.
Okay. We have reason to believe that Shelley never left the house.
okay.
All right, so they just breadcrumbed her. I'm calling it breadcrumbing anyway. So they're letting her know about that phone call that Shelly made at the beginning, where she acted like she couldn't remember why Shelly would make that phone call. That's Rochelle, the victim. Then now they're saying they know that she never left the house. So that's another breadcrumb that they're letting her know that they know, and of course they know more, that they'll breadcrumb along the way.
Okay.
Mhm.
So we know that something happened.
Okay.
We know that something happened at the house.
Okay. What do you think? What do you believe?
Remember I told you we do, if you watch CSI and all that stuff,
Mhm.
we do everything possible, and we try to confirm and we try to check out what people tell us and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And, and as part of that, like I said, we do the history, we do the, we pull videotape, there's houses and stuff that have video
Mhm.
and they can tell whether, if there's activity and stuff like that with businesses. Right. I mean, we've been scouring. I mean, you have to understand, this has been 2 weeks.
Oh, I know you have. I'm no doubt.
And we've come to the conclusion that something happened at the house.
Okay. Do you have
that's why
evidence
I want to
of
talk
this?
to you. Well, and that's why I wanted to talk to you.
Nothing.
I mean, like I said, and come to understand, Janet, is that we do a history, and I told you a profile is what it is.
Well, I know I'm probably suspect number one.
Well, like
I know
it. Well,
All right. Now, you kind of, once you reach a certain age, know that family members are suspected first. So it's not unusual that she would think she's suspect number one. But I feel like she also thought that for other reasons than the fact that the police would look at the family first. And yes, who said it? Lovable Scorpion pointed out she's trying to, wait, no, hold on. Where is it at? God dog it. Sharon Gabo said when she opened that water and takes a sip, it gives her time to think about her next lie. This is my second watch through. Didn't even think about the water part. That makes sense to me though. I appreciate that. That makes a lot of sense that she's taking her time, composing herself again. Okay. Yeah, breadcrumbs. Yes, Mary. I actually learned that through it was more about either narcissist or something else, somebody else that dating, the dating world, the people that date through social media apps and stuff, people get breadcrumbs to keep them just on the hook enough to keep them in the rotation of people they can kind of like reach out to, but they're not really interested in. They breadcrumb them. That's how I learned that term.
And like I said, and when you tell me, when you say we want to do what's best for Bennett, and I understand, and I can see that that little boy adores you. You know, I mean, you are his world, and you know, when you see him get hurt, that hurts you, doesn't it?
Oh, of course.
You know, when you see him hurt,
well, it
that
hurt
hurts
his
you.
mom too. Yeah, she didn't realize what she's doing when she's not rational.
Right. And that's the theme I've gotten too, is that a lot of times Shelley.
I'm not trying to hide it. I'm not sugarcoating.
No, and I understand.
It has not been easy with her.
And of course, why would she want to hide that if she's building a profile herself of how it was to live with Rochelle? And Rochelle may have had, honest to goodness, diagnosable issues, which is why the mom, I'm sure when she first started, that's probably why she did go into psychology. But she definitely needs it to be clear to the detectives, or she's conveying to me, she needs it to be clear that they understand she's the erratic one, she's the aggressive one, she's the moody one, she's the whatever it is that's not great. That's what she needs them to understand. That's all on Rochelle.
But I didn't do anything to her. I emphatically deny this is nothing new with Shelley.
Well, I understand that, but I also understand too that this was not, what happened to Shelley was not a calculated, you know, what we say, a premeditated homicide.
Mm-hmm.
All right, they're being gentle with her again. She was direct in immediately denying that she's the one that killed her daughter, Shelly, 26 years old. If you just came in, her daughter's 26 years old. And they are gently saying, this is what I've seen them do a lot. We're not saying that you did it in a malicious way, because they'll try to soften it up. They need you to just tell them, we just know that it happened. And we do think you did it, but we think you thought you were doing it in the best interest of your grandson. That's kind of how they're trying to get her to still talk about it and admit that she did it.
You know, what we know, and like I said, this is based on the evidence, what we know is that this, whatever happened to Shelley, this was done in either in anger, a fit of rage, or passion, what they call a crime of passion, whether it's love, hate, anger, and stuff. So we know what happened to her, where she was placed, you know, after she had died. It was not it was not done by somebody who was cold, calculating, you know, knew what they were doing. What the evidence tells us is that what happened to Shelley was, one, at the house. There was something at the house that happened, because she didn't leave that night. And number two, that it had to be someone that was close to her, that knew her. Okay? This wasn't a stranger that she met, because we pulled the internet history, we pulled the websites, we pulled all that stuff.
Right.
She was not meeting anybody.
Well, what if it was planned prior to? What if she planned it earlier when she was on the phone and the internet?
Who?
So she's okay. Wow. So this mom's assuming that they wouldn't go back in some of her history and not just the same day to see if she was planning on meeting someone, because that's an interesting thing to bring up. What if she'd already planned it ahead of time? So they breadcrumbed her again. We know it's somebody close to her. They're not guessing. They know it's someone who was close to her. Sorry, and someone that she knew, not a stranger. So they are telling her, we are confident in the conclusions we have reached so far.
Rochelle?
And they hinted to how she was placed. So where they found her, they're saying we don't believe it was a stranger.
Well, like I said, we would have gotten that
What
history.
evidence are you able to share with me? You're saying you found evidence.
Well,
What is that evidence? That's
Janet,
what I've been waiting to hear.
Janet, the evidence is that we know something happened at the house.
But you
Okay.
can't tell me concretely.
Well, like I said, I can't.
Your hunch is.
No, it's not a hunch. Janet, listen, I know your mother. I have a daughter. I have 2 daughters. Okay, and I wouldn't bring a mother in here that's just lost a daughter and tell them on a hunch that we think something happened at the house. You know what I mean?
Right.
I wouldn't do that because I wouldn't want to put you through the grief. But like I said, unfortunately, we try to clear people. We try to,
Right.
and
Well, that's what the search warrant will to do.
correct. And that's what we're,
Again,
that's,
clear me. I've given you full access.
I understand that.
And I believe she gave them full access because she didn't believe they'd find anything and to bolster their view of her innocence. I also noticed her little move when they said, I wouldn't just bring you in here on a hunch. I know you're grieving. And she did like a little move to like, I don't know how to put it, but like it was like an exhale, like a let me mirror how you think I should act because you put that on me about a mother grieving type thing. It was a small thing.
Look, I haven't even touched anything.
I appreciate that. But like I said, Janet, the problem is that we can't prove what you've told us as far as her leaving the house.
You can't prove it, but that doesn't mean I killed her in my house.
Well, and like I said, I
don't know how
think
that went down.
Well, the problem is
that was interesting for her to say that doesn't mean you can prove I killed her in my house instead of just saying that doesn't mean that I killed my daughter, let alone in the specific location, and let alone you proving I could do it. There's nothing to prove if I'm not the one that killed her. So, yeah, that's interesting phrasing.
Is to, when I first talked to you, you never asked me what happened.
I got it from the news.
Oh, y'all, perk up, perk up. This one was a very important part. Okay, I'm going to let y'all listen to the section, but I just need to make sure y'all are locked in for that. She never asked how they found out about her daughter, what happened to her daughter, how did it happen? She didn't ask. And she's sitting here saying, because I found out from the news. Now, the police are going to know more than the news. So usually I think, and if I looked it up, I feel like I could prove myself right on this one, that a killer is usually less curious about it because they already know how it happened because they did it. And then they got to think about, oh, how should I think and what should I ask? As if I didn't do the thing, So very interesting on that she didn't ask questions and she's like, oh, I got it from the news. And then watch how she caters her next answers to how they respond to her saying that and them digging deeper.
But the news doesn't give you everything. All it says is that she was found,
No, they said I got everything from the news.
What did they say?
All that I knew you were just starting your thing. How would you know what happened?
Does that make sense? At first they say you never asked how. She said, I didn't have to ask how. I got it from the news. He said, what the news say? And then she was like, well, y'all were just starting. So how would the news have more details? The news would get it from the police anyway. So she's already backtracking. I thought it was going to take a little longer, but she's already backtracking.
They didn't report any of that on the news.
I understand that, but listen, I'm not talking to you like you're I'm waiting to hear what happened.
I'm waiting to hear it. I'm waiting to hear what number one, what you found so far.
I have to go back to how they asked her, you never asked, and now she has changed to, I'm waiting to hear what y'all found. But she confidently said she found out from the news at first.
Know how that went down.
But like I said, Janet, the problem is that we can't prove what you've told us as far as her leaving the house.
You can't prove it, but that doesn't mean I killed her in my house.
Well, and like I said, I
don't know how that went down.
Well, the problem is to, when I first talked to you, You never asked me what happened.
I got it from the news.
Yeah, but the news doesn't give you everything. All it says is that she was found, you know?
No, they said I got everything from the news.
What did they say?
All that I knew you were just starting your thing. How would you know what happened? They didn't report any of that on the news.
I understand that, but listen, I'm not talking to you like you're
I know you're. I'm waiting
person.
to hear what happened. I'm waiting to hear it. I'm waiting to hear what number one, what you found so far.
Well, the issue is too.
I know you don't
She didn't
have
leave
it.
the house. We know she didn't leave the house because she didn't take her purse. She didn't take
Why in the
her
hell?
medicine.
If
she
did
was gonna,
something, why the hell would I keep her freaking purse there?
All right, another breadcrumb. They know that whatever happened to her happened in that house because Rochelle never took her purse. So she didn't leave the house. That's how they were talking about. She wasn't leaving to meet someone. Her purse was still in the house. And they're going to name some other items as well. So never took her purse.
well, I'm just telling you. I don't know. I don't know why. And that's why I said this wasn't a pre-calculated, you know what I mean? Like you didn't read all these books on how to get rid of a body and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that people, listen, I've been doing this job for 22 years.
Do you have something where her
But
body was
listen
found?
To me. Listen to me. I've been doing this job for 22 years.
I'm not
And
listening to you.
I've seen.
I know you probably know what you're doing.
And I've seen a lot of good people make mistakes. I've seen a lot of good mothers make mistakes. I've seen a lot of good fathers make mistakes that are completely aberration to what they are and who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know you are a caring person. You are the caretaker. Am I correct? When it comes to Bennett? I mean,
yeah, pretty much.
you're the caretaker.
Mm-hmm.
You're the person that keeps, you're the glue. You're the glue of the family.
Pretty much.
You've been the glue in Shelley's life ever since her father passed away.
Since she was born.
They're warming her back up again, so they backed off a little bit on this is strange, you never did this. This is strange, you never did this. And they're warming her back up. Hey, that pressure was on you. You were the glue.
Yeah. And since her father passed away, right.
And I know you've had to deal with her lying and her manipulating and her impulsivism and her basically caring about Shelley and not caring about Bennett or caring about Janet or Hannah or Megan. And I know
you're saying this is not untrue.
Nothing new, right?
That's all true.
And listen, like I said, I've seen strong people who have been the glue of a family, and usually it is the mom. Usually it is mom. Mom, dad's abusive or dad's a drunk, but this time it's the daughter, who basically holds the family hostage, And I seen, moms just, finally say, you know what, enough is enough.
Oh, I'm sure.
Enough is enough. We've been through this.
It wasn't like that for me, though.
Well, and then I understand there was some discussion about getting custody of Bennett with her.
That's a big one. And I had to take a phone call, so I probably missed something else that he breadcrumbed her, but I caught that last one. They are aware there was discussion about her, the grandmother, taking custody of the grandson from her daughter. And not obviously, but there were most likely some problems with that. So she was trying to get custody of her grandson from her daughter. Okay.
That was part of the reason that things were off that day.
And she told you what?
No.
She was dead set against it.
Oh,
As a matter of fact, was she planning on trying to move in with Tommy? And
I think that might have been in the works.
All right, here's where she plays vague, in my opinion. And again, if they're asking, they usually already know. Not always, but that's a very specific question to have and not know if that was a discussion. Tommy, who's still alive, I'm sure, they probably could talk to him. And so not only was the grandmother trying to get custody, her daughter was dead set against her getting custody. of the grandchild, and then the daughter was planning on moving out from her mom's house with Benny, the grandson, into a place with Tommy. So now you're losing your eyes, she's protective over the grandson. She's losing control over knowing how the grandson's doing. Gently introducing the breadcrumbs.
He had some money from a dead person that he had money coming.
Mm-hmm.
But she knew. No, I don't think for sure she was going to move in, and she knew she couldn't take Benny. She knew that. No.
And that is one of the more definitive statements that she makes, that Rochelle knew that she could not take Benny, the grandson. And Rochelle is the victim in case you're coming in later. Rochelle knew. How did Rochelle know if you were talking about taking custody and they are saying Rochelle was dead set against you taking custody? How could you tell Rochelle she can't take her son to move in wherever she's going to move into? How would she know that? If anything, she'd know she had every legal right to take her son, even if it was a bad environment. I'm not saying it wouldn't be, but she had the legal rights to take her son.
With Tommy.
But
No.
Who has custody of that?
Well, it's never been taken from her.
Right.
I've never taken it.
So if she wanted to, she could up and leave and take.
Oh, sure. Legally, sure.
You know.
Of course. But I think she knew, though. She wouldn't want that responsibility 24/7.
No.
Yeah.
And neither did Tommy.
No.
Tommy didn't want to be bothered.
Oh my God, no.
I mean, he spends maybe a couple hours of if that.
If that.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
How many years did he go without even seeing?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Full 4. Yeah.
Okay.
Or more.
So.
4.5.
When you tell me, and like I said, I know you've been cooperative. I know you've you've been up front.
P-Tech. Let's just cut to the chase here.
Ooh. Okay. Are y'all noticing the shift? I'll go back a couple seconds. The detective's, just asking his next question. And then y'all are pointing out the body language. So going back to that body language and then what she says next, that's definitely a shift.
You've been up front.
P-Tech. Let's just cut to the chase here. Dear God, do I need I think I need an attorney now. If you're saying I killed Rochelle.
I never said you killed Rochelle.
Okay. You're saying it
but I'm
happened
trying to
in the
figure
home.
out. I'm trying to figure out what happened.
The only ones there were me and Benny.
Uh-huh.
I can guarantee you he didn't do anything to her.
Right. But what I'm telling you, and Janet, is what I want to know is, I know that something happened in the house. I know that there was something there.
Okay.
And like you said, if it's just you and her, I'm trying to figure out what. I'm trying to figure out. I know she wasn't meeting anybody. We've gone through inbox and Facebook and texts, anything.
Well, then it sounds like you know what you haven't found.
Uh-huh.
What have you found?
All right. And I believe most of us know the detectives do not have to, nor will they just tell you all the evidence that they have, because then you'll use that and weave it into your lie if you are the one that is lying. Also, it's some stuff they don't have to reveal until discovery. But there's no good detective that's going to just lay out everything that they know so you can start building how you can refute that evidence and, pretend like it's not against you. And I'm talking about in this specific case when it comes to her, because she is lying. So I'm saying I'm saying that because she is the liar. There was something else about her. She switched again that fast. Oh, the lawyer. Do I need to get a lawyer? Just know that from watching the narration of body cams, if you actually do want a lawyer, you have to be very clear. You have to say, I am not going to talk anymore. I demand my lawyer. I want my lawyer. You can, if you pose it as a question, they technically apparently have the right to keep questioning you. They don't have to stop talking to you off of, should I get a lawyer? It's if you start demanding, I will only continue speaking if I have an attorney present. You have to be very clear that that's what you're making a statement. You're not asking a question. That's what they were saying on the narration. I'm not the authority, but I like to talk about what I heard.
And like I said, I can't disclose that.
Then
You
they
know.
went,
But the thing is, let me ask you this. When you packed up her purse
Mhm.
and her makeup kit
Mhm.
and her coat,
Mhm.
what was the purpose of doing that?
I thought I heard her say, you know, I'm half asleep. I'm going to Tommy's, pack up my.
When?
I thought I heard her say that, but I don't know. So then I saw all this stuff that night.
The night she.
Right.
Okay.
So, but because when I came down, I locked the door. I saw the next morning in the kitchen all her stuff on the island where she keeps it. I'm like, Jesus Christ, you know. So I packed it in that bag, thinking they'd be back the next day, or she'd call me to take it over to them. But see, she keeps makeup there. She keeps clothes there. She keeps meds there. So I
But
didn't.
we searched Tommy's place. I mean, there was nothing. I mean, there was a couple pieces of clothing, but none of her toiletries were there. None of her makeup stuff.
Well,
All right. I was trying to type and respond in the chat, but I think she tried to present the argument that Rochelle, her daughter, would keep makeups, you know, basically duplicates or spares at Tommy's place or wherever. And the detectives, again, they already have the answers to this. They said there was none of that at his place. So all of her stuff, it's weird that she left it there. Oh, because the mom was packing up her stuff, right? I'm so sorry. I wish I had heard that better. But I think the mom was packing up her stuff in a bag, trying to say it was for Rochelle to move out. But it wasn't, because Rochelle had already been killed at that point, and she was, you know. But anyway, Rochelle didn't have any of her stuff at Tommy's house yet. Although the mom tried to say she kept all kinds of that stuff at his house too. She didn't. They already searched his place. That stuff wasn't there. And for those coming in, Rochelle was 26 years old. She's the victim that was killed. Her son she left behind is, I don't know his age, but he's very, very young. That is this woman's grandson. She is Rochelle's mother that they're interrogating right now. And we're still pretty close to the beginning. We haven't gone too far in yet.
Listen, Jana, we want closure. We want closure.
Jesus Christ, so do I.
You know,
I do too.
we want to know what happened.
I have no idea what happened to Rochelle.
Let me ask you this: was there a physical altercation between the two of you?
Just the usual verbal.
Okay,
No.
because.
No. I want to
Because
see what they find.
But let me ask you. I'll tell you this much. All right. According to the coroner.
Okay.
All right. She was involved in a physical altercation.
Right. The blunt force
Okay.
to the back of the head.
But it was
right?
not enough to kill her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
It
That's
wasn't
what I heard.
fatal.
Or blunt force trauma to the head. Yeah.
And the issue we have is that you're telling me that there was this big blow up and that she had accused you.
Mm-hmm.
Is this right? That she had accused you of watching
Mm-hmm.
as
Mm-hmm.
your,
That was, I think.
your husband
Mm-hmm.
had sexually abused her.
No, that was per Tommy. Tommy told me this.
Okay.
That she had told a friend this.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, Jesus Christ, this one again. I've heard this before, Tommy. It's not true. He knows she story tells.
Well, I know.
Um,
Remember I told you we try to build a profile, and we know that she's known to storytell. We know that she's prone to being impulsive.
Right.
We know she's prone to being angry.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously she's attacked you before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
But like I said, we know that there was something that happened that night.
I want to fill in a blank for you because I don't think they stated it besides at the beginning of the video. But Rochelle, the victim, it says she was beaten. So there's the blunt force trauma. Could have been more blows to her besides the one to the back of her head. Suffocated and then dumped. So she did not die by the blunt force trauma. She died from the suffocation, and then her body was dumped.
Something happened at the house.
Okay.
More than what you want to try to, more than what you want to tell me. More than just a verbal argument.
Okay.
No, Janet,
You
I'm just
know
telling
it.
you.
But I want to see
know
what the
for-
evidence shows.
I just know for a fact, and I know you know. What I want to know is why and what happened. I can almost guess why. I know why.
See, here's
It's because
the thing. See, you're saying I did something. This is what you're leading to. So right now, I'm ready to you have to. I cannot talk anymore because you're trying. We can save a lot of time here. You're saying that you're leading to say I did this.
Yeah, if you didn't do anything, why would you ask for?
Because nothing. I'm telling you, I don't know anything.
We're not gonna.
I want to see what the.
We're not gonna put an innocent person in jail. You know that.
Well, I hope not.
You know.
Because I know I'm a big person of interest.
Well,
I'm the number
why would
one
you be
suspect.
person of it, and why would that
He
be?
told me that.
Who told you that?
Detective West.
He told you were a person of interest,
Yeah.
and you were the number one suspect.
No, he didn't say suspect. I said, Detective West and Captain. The captain.
Okay.
When I went in for questioning. I said, do I need an attorney? Because he said, you don't need one.
See, I didn't sit. You're right.
You
I
weren't
didn't
in
sit through that interview. I was busy doing.
And they looked right and said, you're a person of interest. So I've been telling people I'm a person of interest. Jesus Christ. I've known I'm a person of interest this whole time. I'm the last.
Let me ask you.
And I said, why? You're the last known person to have seen her.
You've seen all the TV shows and everything, right? I mean, when they show TV shows and somebody gets killed and who I mean, if a wife gets killed, they automatically look at the husband.
Of course,
Or
they look at the family first.
Right. So I mean, it's a natural assumption.
Right.
And just like you said, you want to see the evidence, and so do we.
I want to see what.
Right. But you realize too is that that all the information, they're collecting evidence now,
Of course.
and you'll become aware of that evidence as we do too.
Okay.
So it's a matter of, like Lieutenant Pitek is saying, is that it's going to be found,
Okay.
and always when, just like you said, that you didn't clean up anything,
No.
it's going to show that too as well. You can never get rid of anything completely, especially when they use the chemicals that they do to find evidence.
Sure.
You watch the shows or heard of the shows and things like that. So you realize that these are things we're going to come to you with, but it's probably a good idea to talk this out and maybe give us more information to help us learn more about Shelley
I
and
have
help
given
us
you
learn
Above
about-
and beyond what any
Do you,
normal person would.
And we appreciate
I've
that.
given
Believe me, we appreciate you being
everything.
candid with
I'm
us. And we're just
Sugarcoating anything.
right, and you are. You're very matter of fact. I enjoy that about you right now.
And
And going back to the complimentary, I enjoy that about you. We're not saying you're a bad person. Yeah, high alert, diabolical vibes. Yes.
and I appreciate that.
but now you're saying you know something happened in the house.
I think we're trying to figure out.
I'm the only one there. So
we're just trying to figure out what,
Well, sure.
We have a why. We know. I mean, we know all the. I mean, listen. I don't understand how you. I mean, she's an adult. You could very well say bye, see ya.
Mm-hmm.
You could have very well said that. 8 years ago when she turned 18.
Which I did, actually.
Yeah.
Then she was with that Mike Santa in Birdtown.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But you didn't. I mean, maybe back then, but she came back.
Right.
And at 26 years old, she's no longer your responsibility.
Yeah.
I don't know how you did it. I don't, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of people say, well, she was, Shelley was a passionate person, but she had issues,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And for you to continue to take care of her and to be there and to be that glue,
Mm-hmm.
I commend you. Like I said, I don't understand. I couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way I could do it. I see too much of, I see too much stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and my own kids, I got a teenage daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm learning out, the hard way.
Right.
But
Right.
fortunately,
Mhm.
I don't have the issues that
Right.
you had to deal with, you know, with the mental health
The
issues.
atypical stuff.
Yes, just having a normal teenage daughter is a lot of hard work, you know.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine if that activity carried over from through the teenage years to adult years, and you know, to still be, I'd say, there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, did you feel like an obligation to continue to take care of her?
I loved her. I love her.
Mm-hmm.
Always have. That's my
Mhm.
girl. That's my Shelley.
Obviously.
So you do what you do.
But do you think people hurt each other when they love each other?
Sure.
You know,
Sure.
I mean, they tell us
But-
most homicides are committed.
Yeah.
Like probably 90% are committed by people that
Mhm.
know each other or are in a relationship.
Right.
You know, and so obviously when you know we look at a homicide, we
Mhm.
look at
Okay, I just want to say that his question of do you think people who love each other hurt each other? I feel that like that is a shift in his approach again. They already have been going gentle, then they got a little direct. Then she was like, "Should I get an attorney?" So they went back gentle, but now they're going, I guess, deeper in their approach about we can understand if this was a crime of passion.
you know a death of somebody. You know, we check every aspect. We look at, you know, the truck drivers that were in North
Mhm.
Ridgeville at the time of the, you know, we look at
Mhm.
dating websites, we look at everything, you
Mhm.
know, to see if there are strangers or something
Right.
involved.
He said that there's that plenty of fish.
There's plenty of
Did she
fish.
did you find stuff?
No, not since
Okay.
last year, you know.
So she was hoping, I think she was hoping her daughter was even more promiscuous as either she had in her head or than she thought she was. So that way there could be a lot of suspects and not have the heat on her as the mom. So if her daughter was on the Plenty of Fish and the other things, there's always these questionable guys around. Then there's like all these suspects. It could be just a one-time encounter thing. But when the detectives go back to that evidence that they breadcrumbed earlier in the video, you'll see why it was not going to be about a stranger ever.
Not since last year. But the thing is, like I said, for the last couple of weeks, there was no arrangements made for Shelley to get picked up on Friday the 13th at 10:30 a.m.
Did you check that Eric Boland out?
Okay, that's real specific. They said Friday the 13th at 10, I'm going to say 10:30 a.m. I don't remember. Okay, Friday the 13th. So I feel like they're trying to tell her they know an exact time of some things and she's, ready to move on to the next thing. But I feel like that's a little bit of another drop.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened?
Yeah.
And that's clean?
Well, we're still trying to figure out, where he was at that night.
I think it's his family that lived behind my house.
Well, we know he's moved back into Lakewood. I mean,
Yeah.
we know.
Okay, you're checking this out.
We are checking everything.
Okay.
Remember I told you?
Yeah.
We wouldn't, and immediately I didn't come into your house and say, well, Janet, it's suspicious that you have all her stuff packed up in a garbage bag.
I wouldn't have given it to you.
Well, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
well, listen, I've been also done this job long enough to know too that people tend to cooperate too when they're suspect.
Oh,
You know what I mean? They tend
I
to
want to
cooperate.
find out who did it.
But the thing is,
So I'm cooperative.
well, but like I said, we check every aspect,
Mhm.
every angle.
Mhm.
I'm telling you, I probably have video from here to Lakewood to Cleveland to
Mhm.
North Ridgeville
Mhm.
of highways and turnpikes and
Mhm.
all this stuff.
There's our next breadcrumb. All the video they collected on the highways. So we'll see how soon he's about to bring it up, but that is a breadcrumb. Recordings of the cameras on the highways. All right.
And like I said, we scour, and like I said, when we first got to your house, our job was just to, try to build a timeline.
Right.
Like I said, remember we have where Shelley was found and the evidence there, and we have where Shelley was last seen and the evidence there, and then in between there's a gap.
Mhm.
There's a gap,
Mhm.
and somebody knows more than what they're telling us in between there. And what we do is we build from this way. and then we build from this way, and we try to put the pieces together. And like I said, when we build from the opposite, we go backwards and we say, who was the last to see Shelley? Okay, there was some issues. And
There always has been issues.
I understand that. But that's, what I'm telling you too is that, like I said, these guys, they check everything. The lab, that's why
I
we
have
have
no
these
doubt.
guys, they're going to check everything. And they'll tell us, they can tell us where a body lay for, hours, if not a day. And that was the other thing too that we looked at. The fact that someone did this, they panicked. They either did something and they panicked and they didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to do. And that's usually why we say it's a crime of passion. And strangers don't do crime of passions. Strangers do cold, calculating, planned out homicides. If they were going to plan, like say someone was trying to get after you, and they would watch you, they would know your routine. They would know, was it common for you to take this or that with you and stuff like that. If they met you online, they would have a plan already. If they were planning on murdering you or dumping you or something, they would have a plan online. You dig a shallow grave, have it prepared. You know what I mean? Just stuff like that. But when someone is placed in a location where she can easily be found or seen from the highway, to us it's almost like they do it to, so that she's found quickly and that she's not. There's some dignity, in death, and that's what we have here. This is what we have here. Is the fact that who did this to her was someone who cared about her, because they didn't just throw her in a shallow grave for dogs and coyotes to dig up. They basically staged or placed her in a location where she could be found. And that's, and that's another issue. We look at what's found on her clothing, the fibers and anything that was left at the scene. And we place that, where a scene was.
All right, another breadcrumb. They have fibers. They're comparing where the fibers could have originated. Okay.
Where she was last laid or kept or whatever. And we believe
the piece,
and that's
because
why
she came from my house.
Right.
So
to where she was laid.
No,
Yes.
She left the house.
No, we know for a fact. We know for a fact from what was found at the scene.
And she's trying to okay, let me stop. She seems to be trying to figure out what mistake she could have made. Again, she's always asking them, what do you have? I need to know what you have. You keep telling them what you don't have. What do you have? And she's trying to figure out what makes them so sure of she went straight from getting attacked, killed at the house to the part where her body was dumped. And they're going to say it. I'm trying my best not to do spoiler alerts on this, but it's just so interesting to watch how it lays out, knowing that this person knows what they did.
Can you tell me what was found at the scene?
Janet, I think you need to come clean. You need to come straight.
No, there is nothing.
Janet.
Detective P-Tech, I think you're great. I don't want to waste your time here.
I think you're great too.
I'll sit here.
I do, Janet. But I think we need to close this. We need to stop. Because I know you have a conscience. I know you're.
There's the next shift. Janet, let's just stop. Stop pretending.
A good person. I know you are. I know you are.
I'm not going to
all of your actions.
To a murder that
I'm not asking you to admit to something you didn't do. But all your actions, all your history of who you are show that you're a good person. That you are.
I feel I'm fairly okay.
You are.
I have
but what I'm telling
problems,
you. But Janet, listen. Your two other girls are college students. I mean, they're great girls, And Shelley, she has some great attributes about her.
Sure does.
So I'm telling you, it's not, you didn't do anything wrong raising her. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying you're a bad parent, you know? Heck, like I said, I commend you. I commend you for even holding on this long and helping her this long and keep taking care of her this long.
Mm-hmm.
But when someone accuses you of doing something you didn't do,
Mm-hmm.
and especially when they accuse you of
Because I
standing
understand.
by and
I
watching.
understand you think I did it. So I'm just listening. I understand you think I did this. So I need to just hear you and take whatever comes. But I'm not,
Listen,
I can tell you we could be here for,
I'm not gonna listen. I'm not gonna make up evidence. I'm not gonna accuse you of doing something you didn't do. As law enforcement officers,
Mhm.
we can lie. We can lie to you. That's the courts have ruled that. They say,
Mhm.
you know what? If it means getting a confession or
Mhm.
whatever, that cops can lie. We can say, Janet, we have your vehicle on videotape
Mhm.
in North Ridgeville
Mhm.
on Saturday morning.
Okay,
You know,
Right.
I could lie to you and say that.
right.
You know, but I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to lie, because if you used another vehicle, then what do I look like?
I feel like that was a breadcrumb. He's giving her what he, of course, knows she did not do, which is possibly be in her vehicle. But she wasn't a vehicle. And he's breadcrumbing her twice. One, on you could have been in another vehicle is a breadcrumb to me. But two, being able to see a car that traveled that path, is the other breadcrumb, in my opinion.
Like I don't know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Okay, so I only go with what I know.
Mhm.
I don't make stuff up. I don't say, well, your fingerprints were found on articles that were found at the scene.
Mhm.
You know, I'm not going to say that.
Okay.
Okay,
Mhm.
because what if you wore gloves?
Mhm.
You know, so everything that I've told you is fact.
Mhm.
I haven't made anything up. So when I tell you,
Because you can't tell me any evidence, so
I'm just telling you, when I tell you that there's something at the scene that places her in your house,
Mhm.
I'm telling you the truth.
Okay.
Okay?
And you can't tell me what that is, though. You can't tell me what that is.
Well, no, I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is, because
Okay.
that's part of the case.
That's part of the case, but
You know?
if she left, see, I don't know.
We know
So
she
there's
didn't.
something. So you're telling me you have something for sure at the scene.
Janet, I wouldn't have you in here. You know? I wouldn't have you in here. And I wouldn't be lying to you.
Okay.
Okay? You know, you talk
Well,
about
Then if you say you have evidence that I did
your
it,
mother-in-law.
then I need to.
Well, you talk about your mother-in-law being, religious and stuff like that. She probably wouldn't lie either, right?
My mother-in-law?
Yeah. She's,
I don't think so.
yeah. So, I mean, we don't, and like I said, I'm sure Detective McLaughlin here,
So you said you have evidence
I'm telling you is we
concretely
have evidence that shows it.
that
That
I murdered her.
I never said that. What I'm telling you is,
It's just weird to sit back and ask it that way. Of course, if you didn't do it, you would be trying to prove your innocence and stuff. But it's something weird about that question of being passive about it. Of you're saying you have evidence that I did murder her, instead of there's nothing that could be out there because I didn't do this to my daughter. You know what I mean? Like, it's like she's looking for, give me the next thing so I can refute it. That's what it seems like.
if it walks like a duck, and it quacks like a duck, and it flies like a duck, it's a duck.
Okay.
So when I tell you we know for sure something happened at the house,
Okay.
that's what I'm telling you.
Okay. Then
And I'm
right.
hoping.
I mean, there's there's other stuff that we'd like to maybe share with you,
Please.
but
You can't? Or
the thing is that we're trying to say is that a lot of times things happen for reasons you can't really explain.
Mhm.
And you almost have like an outer body experience where you do something that you later regret.
Mm-hmm.
okay? And that you could say, well, that really wasn't me. I'm not normally like that,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Sure.
Everybody makes mistakes. We all make mistakes, okay? You know, it's what you do to make things right is how you'll be judged,
Sure.
okay?
Sure.
If it's a continual, well,
Yeah.
prove this, take a step, prove that, take a step.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually the information is going to come out, the evidence. And before the evidence
hope
even
it
comes,
does.
but what I'm saying though is that before the evidence comes out,
Right.
it might be a good idea to get ahead of something.
wow.
And again, I'm just saying that if you know something,
Mm-hmm. I have said everything I know.
wouldn't you want to share that with us so that we can help solve this crime? Okay?
I have
help.
said everything I know. Everything.
Again, and like I said, we appreciate your candor. Okay? And you've been very open and honest with us. And I really appreciate that.
Mhm.
You know, it's what we want you to do is to get out in front of this. If it was a spur of the moment thing, it was an accident, then it's easily explained. Shelley was a very volatile girl.
Right.
She was
There they go, taking her side again on Shelley was the problem. Volatile, another word to add to erratic. What else did they call Shelley? Violent, aggressor in the argument. They called her some other things too. I feel like they insinuated she was irresponsible. They pointed out she was absent for 4 years of the grandson's life, you know. So, and Shelley is the victim, 26 years old. I'm recapping for anybody that came in a little later. Shelley is her daughter, full name Rochelle. She's the victim, 26 years old, left behind a son named Benny, who this grandmother, her mom, loves and adores and wanted to take custody of. Shelley seemed like she was about to be, there was discussions of her moving out and taking Benny with her to Tommy's house, Shelley's boyfriend. And the discussions that were around custody, they said Shelley was dead set against this mom getting, the grandmother getting custody of her son. Okay.
very volatile with you. We all know that.
Mm-hmm.
She did things to you that daughters shouldn't do to their mothers.
It's not
True.
natural. Not
True.
natural.
Things happen,
Mm-hmm.
and I know you've been angry at her many times in the past.
Mm-hmm.
A fight breaks out, she grabs hold of you, comes after you. Maybe some slaps are exchanged.
Mhm.
Maybe she comes at you a little bit more violently.
Yes.
Some words are exchanged, whatever the case may
Yeah.
be. Okay?
I've only hit her
But-
one time when she turned 18.
But in this case, let's just say, for instance, a fight breaks out at the house and certain things might be used to help fend her off. Evidence of that is going to be cast off into the house.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be stuff that's going to be found. And again, it's always
Sure.
better, I guess, to put a theory or maybe a story that you could understand is that, don't you think that it's better to be honest about something versus, well, tell me what you got and then I'll be honest about it.
Oh,
That's
no.
not- right, you see what I'm saying? It's
Because
like-
I don't believe you have anything.
Because,
And see, that's weird. Be honest. He's trying to get her to understand that if she's not the killer, it's weird to just play off of reactive. Tell me what you got. I'll talk to that piece versus let me tell you everything so you can find out who did this to my daughter. Her answer instead is, well, I don't believe you have anything. That's wild to say.
On me.
let's just say that. Okay, well, let's just say, but
So I'm not-
what if eventually they do find something at the house and then here you are going, oh, if that's the case, I'm just saying, if that's the case, don't you think it would be better to be honest about something up front and say, look, I made a mistake, like we all do, versus, look, show me what you got and then I'll be honest about it. Or show me
no,
what you,
That's not what I'm trying to do.
okay.
No. I'm not trying to do. I'm saying I'm being honest.
Well, I mean, you've heard
When
us
I
saying,
tell you that
I know, but Shelley,
it's okay.
you look like Shelley.
It's okay.
You know?
No.
But Janet, you have to understand, that a lot of times the cover up is worse than what happens. You know, the cover up is a lot of time worse what happens. You ever have a rock in your shoe?
Sure.
And the more you walk, the bigger it feels. And after
It's crazy that for them, they are basically telling her, we know it's you. We kind of know what you used. We know the things that came from the house are now with her. We know it's not anybody from Plenty of Fish. It's not Tommy. It's nobody. It's you. They are telling her that. And she is very calm for this. Let me see. There was one thing else I wanted to point out. Oh, and the question, it's not really a question, but they keep bringing up crime of passion, crime of passion, crime of passion. What do y'all think about them bringing up that phrase to her often? Because they keep rephrasing it, but they keep coming back to crime of passion.
a couple, if you don't have a chance to get it out after several minutes or several hours, it almost feels like a boulder in your shoe. And then when you take your shoe off, it's a slow pebble. And a lot of times what I see, like I said, I've been doing it for 22 years, is people will think that they have to hold on to this. They have to, protect, shield the whole time. I got to shield. I got to protect myself. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen with Bennett. I don't, you know what I mean? And they hang on to this. And when the truth comes out, it makes it look a whole lot worse. It makes it look like they were calculating, that they were heartless, that they, were just looking out for their best interests. You know what I mean?
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand. I know you're trying to juice me right now, but we could save a lot of time. Trying to juice me. I got nothing else. And I respect you and you, but I'm not going to talk anymore because you're accusing me of killing Shelley. So I'm done. This can't go any more than it has.
All right. She says she's done. She's done. It can't go further. We still have more interrogation to go. So I think they do want her to claim it. I do. I think even if she claims it, doesn't mean that's what she's going to get charged with. But that's I agree with you that that's their technique to claim it, so you can claim that you did do this crime. Just admit to it. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Candace.
Because I've got nothing else to tell you. And honestly, I know you'll find out who did this. I believe you will. I know the FBI is involved. You guys are great. I have no doubt you will find out who did this. But I can't talk if that means my dear little Benny can't come home with me. I'm not going to say another word.
Nobody said that. Nobody said that. No,
No
that's
more.
not true.
No, I'm not. I'm done. I've been so cooperative with you guys.
And I appreciate that. You know that, Janet, from the get-go.
Yeah, but I have to not say anything else because you're going to keep juicing and juicing and juicing.
Juicing?
I'm sorry, that's how I say it.
What does that mean?
Trying to juice me for
okay.
more.
Okay. Squeeze you?
Squeezing me.
Squeeze you?
I can't. There is no more that I know. I got nothing else.
Can we ask you questions about maybe Shelley, like her?
Of course. Anything that helps in the investigation.
That's such a contradictory thing to say. Anything that helps the investigation, and yet she's like, now I am all for get your attorney. So it's not that, it's that if she thinks she's ahead in this game, she wants to keep talking. If she thinks they're honing in on her and being too hard with her, she doesn't want to keep talking. That's where it's weird. And of course, with your daughter actually being killed and you're not supposed to be the one that did it, I just feel like you help them in all ways you can. You can get an attorney. I do think that whether you're innocent or guilty, you should probably have an attorney just so the police for sure do everything they're supposed to do and do all their due diligence.
Has she ever acted out with anyone else that you know? Like the girls at all?
Oh God! Oh Jesus Christ! Yeah. They've been over the years.
They've been subject to.
Yeah, they've been subject.
Like what? If you don't mind.
Well, the guitar incident, I know they were hiding one time in my room from her. Just a lot of yelling, and they've seen her acting out.
She
What's
ever hit
threatening behavior?
Did she ever hit them?
It's more threatening. Yeah, Anna. She had her by her hair.
How long ago was that?
Probably. Jeez. Oh, that was on Nicholson.
It's over
8
5
years, 10,
Oh, okay.
8, 10 years ago. Yeah. Do you guys by chance have a certs or a breath mint or a cough
Got a
drop?
piece of gum.
I just
What do you think about her asking for the gum or whatever? Do you think it's really about her breath, or do you think it's another reason she asked for that?
it's coffee, but I just
One piece of gum.
yeah, please. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So, you talk about drug usage.
Mhm.
And what kind of, I know you mentioned marijuana before.
That I know for sure. Not at our home. Our
Okay.
home.
What
When
else?
she's with Tommy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you know this?
She would tell me.
She
I
told
have
you
no.
that she smoked
honestly-
spice or K2 or whatever you said.
Well, she said that these last 3 days, the bad 3 days in our home, that he was dipping into that with another guy that lives in the building or something. Yeah.
Okay, so
Wait, but 2 people said this. Is that true? I thought Lovable Scorpion was making a joke. Does lying give you dry mouth? Is that true? Because y'all said it back to back.
what about at the house? Like, did she ever
Never.
use like needles?
No.
Did she ever
No.
use
I would
like
say no.
cocaine? Or
Yes.
She did
When
use
she was
cocaine.
with Tommy the first time.
Okay. But ever
At
since
his band
then,
studio.
okay. But after that, she never mentioned anything about.
I think she did it one time, leaving the Magnolia house. She used to go over there, Magnolia Clubhouse. She said she met someone at Tower City and did some. But I think that was it.
Okay.
And she
How
knew
long
she
ago
was
was that?
wrong. Oh, 3 years ago, 2 years ago.
What about you ever hear of her like fentanyl or heroin?
I would say no,
Okay.
not to my knowledge.
All right.
No.
What was she wearing when last time she left the house? Or
See,
that
I
you saw
didn't
her?
see
The
her.
last time you saw her, what was she wearing?
Well, she always sleeps in sweats or her PJ bottoms, and she sleeps in a hoodie. So that makes me think, I didn't see her leave, but it makes me think that's what she was wearing when she left. If this was quick, and then I determined the shoes. I didn't know what shoes, but I saw the shoes that weren't there. Were the white high top Skechers style shoes with pink plaid, but they're old. They're real
Mhm.
old, but they were not in the home.
Okay.
So I think that's what I think. See, I don't know. I didn't see her leave, but I would have heard her getting dresses. I think she was just out of bed and gone. It was quick.
But you said you went down afterwards and shut the door? Or
All right. I know I'm not going to be able to keep track of her timelines because when people are lying, they really make it confusing. They're all over the place. But if y'all can catch on, I do want to point out that they are trying to hone in on some timelines of the story she's trying to make up about Shelly leaving the house. So if you can catch the timeline, feel free to recap it in the chat.
And dresses. I think she was just out of bed and gone.
I'm going to go back a little bit more.
See, I don't know. I didn't see her leave, but I would have heard her getting dresses. I think she was just out of bed and gone. It was quick.
But you said you went down afterwards and shut the door? Or locked the door?
Right. It occurred to me. It was probably open for a little while. I didn't see her at all.
Was
I
the door
thought I
open
heard
or
a
just
car.
unlocked?
I think she pulled it. She had it pulled shut. So I think it was just unlocked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has she ever been violent with Benny?
Let
Let me ask you
I
this.
would
Was there ever
say no.
a point where you said,
Yeah.
she's gone too far, or that's too much?
just
Did she ever spank
Not-
him
yeah.
in
And
excess?
see, when I would work, I don't know really what happened.
I'm
One
just saying
time-
what you have
One
seen.
time she was doing the airplane in her room. This is what happened. One time she did an airplane with him on her feet.
Yeah.
And the whole window broke there in the bedroom.
Oh,
How does the window break from her doing the airplane with him on her feet? Like, I feel like she's skipping things. That doesn't make sense.
like he fell off, or
Right. Yeah. So that kind of stuff.
how long ago was that?
And then the cat got in the glass and had, when Charles, Benny, I think got a cut. I think, I could be wrong. This is when I was doing caregiving. This would have been,
I don't think this happened then, or I don't think her grandson got hurt, because you will remember if he got cut up from a broken window. I really think you remember that. If you're like, ooh, I can't remember, I don't think he got cut up if the window broke at all.
it's been,
Because you remember the cat was all in the glass, but you can't remember if your grandson got cut up from the broken window.
September, October-ish.
Oh, this past year.
Yeah, of 14. Yeah.
All right.
So she, it's just that stuff, the not thinking stuff.
Irrational.
Irrational. It's just unsafe, and meeting people at the playgrounds and stuff when he's running around, and you just connect with whoever and your best buddies. And
Well, I mean, like I said,
Oh my
we've
God.
gone through the computer. We know she friends strangers, and
right,
because they look cool, you know what I mean?
right. Or
So,
they connect somehow.
Very,
Yeah.
very dangerous. Very dangerous.
That's what I mean.
And then you said, did you tell Detective West that you did take a life insurance policy out on
Yes.
Sean? Okay.
Yes, we both did. She was, she and I
Uh-huh.
took it out almost 2 years ago.
And what was the
Um,
purpose of that?
Well, because I didn't have life insurance on Daryl. I knew I was, I'm the one that got the thought in my head that, Jesus Christ, I'm the primary caregiver here. What if something happens to her, which it could very well do because she's accident prone, and just careless and meeting whoever, and I'm thinking, we got to get something. So I convinced her we got to do this.
So
and
you
get
went
that.
together and got it, or?
It was one of those things that just come in the mail
Oh, okay.
through the Globe Life.
Okay.
Okay, I missed that on my first watch with the life insurance, but it is practical. That alone, especially with it happening 2 years prior to her death, I would be like, life insurance. The kids got to be taken care of. She was the primary caregiver, but I do want to go with what Candace said. She has to frame her daughter as more unstable than she's coming across. So some of the things I now have in my list that she has framed Rochelle, the victim, as is dangerous, irresponsible, erratic, violent, careless, unsafe. There's drug usage that she claims, and irrational. That's what I have so far.
Like
And I'm not saying the victim was a saint. I'm just saying she has to highlight those things, since, she has to justify how it could have happened that somebody did something to her daughter.
Shelly, this is a good idea to have. Let's do this for Benny.
So she never used drugs at the house. She said never smoked
No,
pot or anything at the house.
no,
Nothing up in a room or anything like that.
no, no. No way.
What about strange men at the house?
I would say no. No.
Would Benny know this?
One time when I took Hannah to a volleyball thing, she had a guy in.
Hannah did?
No.
Oh, Shelly
When I
did.
took Annie down to Kentucky for a volleyball tournament, she had a guy in the house. Yeah, when I wasn't there.
Was that a rule that she wasn't allowed to have
Right.
guys in the house?
Yeah. No. No, she I would say no.
Was she
was-
pretty good about that with Benny? Like, not seeing a parade of guys coming into her life or parade of guys? Or no, it didn't really,
See,
she had no
I
care about that.
came up on her because I would always pick them up. So one time at Lakewood Park, there she is. He's playing, and there she is with some guy that she just freaking met. Her capris, you could see the crack and everything, and her shirt was up.
All right, so the way she dresses, she doesn't like the way her daughter was dressing. I'm putting that in there. And then also meeting up with strange men. And of course, that will put the grandson at risk. More reasons why she would want custody of Benny and not understanding why her daughter wouldn't give her custody.
I don't think she was just kind of hanging on him. You know, and it's like,
Right.
this was probably a year ago, last summer.
What about hang up phone calls at the house?
Say one more time.
Hang up phone calls at the house.
Hang up.
Do you have a landline at
I
the
got
house?
that disconnected because we never used it.
No.
Probably about 4 years ago.
Well, you guys shared a phone, right?
We shared a phone for the last 3 months because
Gotta
she
hang
lost
up.
it again.
Hang up calls to you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, I got all the credit cards. Those are my credit card calls if you're looking at calls.
No.
So-
I'm saying like some strange guy's calling the house and you answer the phone, click,
Oh,
or
There's been
someone's
some weird
calling
ones
the
coming
house.
there's been some weird ones coming in lately.
What was she-
Where he's like, is Pete there? It could have just been a wrong number.
Well, did Shelley ever hide the fact that she was meeting other guys or anything like that from you?
See, I don't really know what.
Well, I mean, did she? I mean, if
Okay, so Kim Yu says, seems like she's trying to validate her doing this to her daughter. I agree, and I also feel like the detectives are reinforcing her feeling of you should. I see why you would feel justified in doing this. So just let us know that you did it. We would see how you got here. It was a one-time thing. You were protecting your grandson. I feel like they're reinforcing it, and she's definitely adding to and painting pictures. I feel like they were actually trying to. I don't know if Rochelle actually did harder things than marijuana, but they definitely asked her about harder drugs a lot. They were asking her about fentanyl, heroin, and some other stuff. So I don't know if they were just trying to see how bad she would paint a picture of her daughter, or if they found stuff in her daughter's system.
she asked you for rides, because here's the other thing too, is obviously Shelley was dependent on you
Mhm.
to
Yeah.
take her places.
Oh, yeah, sure. Or she'd get picked up.
Or
by
she'd
people.
get picked up.
Sure.
Now, have you ever taken her to a guy that she's met or a place like other than Tommy?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Over the years, sure.
What about recently?
Sure. Brandon would be the most recent, probably. And then there's stuff where she just walks places.
And where was Brandon at?
He was her last boyfriend, longer term,
Mm-hmm.
Avon. Brandon Smith.
Is that
But it's-
the black guy that lives
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
Chester
I don't know. In those,
Section 8 housing?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
You said
I would take her
Avon.
there all the time.
You said Avon?
So I would take her out there.
When was the last time you took her out there?
All right. I don't know if this is where it is, but I'm going to say it just in case this is where it happens. Remember when they first breadcrumbed? We scoured hours and hours of the highways, the routes, and from where Rochelle's body was found to from the house. So from the house to where Rochelle's body was found. Now they're asking her, well, who would drive Rochelle around? Janet, the mom we're looking at now, would be the primary person that drives her around. So they're calling back to what routes did you take? Who were you dropping her off to? Who was the most recent person you might have brought her to? All those things, right? So they're gonna close in on this route in a little bit. I just don't know what part.
Boy, probably going on a year.
Okay.
Well, what were we? March? Probably 9 months. I think they last saw each other in the summer.
But I'm asking like recently, like within the last couple months, last 2
Oh.
months. Did you take
There was
her?
Tommy. It was just Tommy.
Just Tommy. So she
Where
was
I took her
exclusive
to.
with him?
See,
So
she'd
if,
come
if
home. Jesus, she'd talk to other people when she'd come home from him.
but you never took her
4
to go
days
meet
home.
anybody else.
I think no. No.
Did Tommy think that they were exclusive?
I don't know what he thought, but
Was he a jealous guy?
he told me once that she would tell him that she has other boyfriends and stuff.
Did he get him jealous or
I don't know.
the truth?
I think I don't know how he.
I also want to know, does Janet, this woman, resent Rochelle for accusing her dad, Rochelle's dad, her husband, I guess, of touching her because they don't really go back to that too much, but she said, oh, Rochelle always makes up stories, she's always storytelling. And I wonder, does she resent that came up? And I wonder, was it ever investigated? And obviously if it was, it didn't come back that he did for sure. But I just think about that, like Rochelle's issues could have stemmed from possibly being touched by her dad or whoever that man was in a father figure role. And you are saying she's a storyteller. So that could be a big issue. It might not be anything to do with needing medication, or because, like, I mean, the thing she's describing can be a child that's a victim of stuff like that.
I don't really know. I think he would still stay with her. I don't know if he had other, when she wasn't there, if he had other people.
There's a huge age difference between the two.
She always, he usually went for the older guys.
So what would she tell you about her feelings for Tommy?
It would go like this.
Did she ever confide in you and
She
say,
liked being there.
I think
Probably
I'm in love
'cause
with
she was
him, or I
smoking
want to
weed.
be with him, or?
I always overheard her say, love you, love you, love you.
But she never told you, like, Mom, I think I'm in love with this guy, or I think I just want to be with him, and...
No. In fact, she would say, Jesus, I don't know if I...
So
But she'd always go
Let
back.
me just ask you real quick again about putting her stuff in that bag.
Okay.
And how did you, what prompted you to do that?
Well, when I went downstairs in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
I saw all her stuff there. Her purse, and then...
Where?
Now all of a sudden she's recalling seeing her purse down there, but remember, the detectives had to ask her, if Janet left out, why would she leave her purse?
On in my kitchen, how that one part comes out, that's where she always put her purse.
Okay, so it was in the kitchen.
Yeah.
What about her makeup bag?
Yeah. And then her pillow was in there too. It was right next to her purse, which was odd.
But the pillow wasn't in the bag.
No, I didn't take her. She would, I don't know, she would have walked downstairs with her pillow.
Well, where's the pillow at?
That's up in her room. I took it back up to her room. Yeah, it was sitting right by her purse, the pillow she sleeps with.
So you threw the purse.
So I put the purse in, the makeup bag, her coat, the latest coat she came home with,
Mm-hmm.
which wasn't her usual coat,
And when did she tell you to do that?
and her hat. Well, when she said, Tommy's picking me up, when I heard that, I thought I heard her say, just pack my up. I think she said it because in my mind I heard it because I saw all her stuff there the next day. So
And
then I packed it in that bag, thinking that, okay, well, he'll probably be back today, tomorrow, because she's never without her purse at his house.
She's never without her purse. She's trying to bring that up now, but I promise you, I don't think she was thinking about that purse until the detective said her purse was still left in the house. I don't think that it would be vague to you if you remember or not them saying, your daughter saying, pack my S up, and then you actually go to pack it up, because that takes effort. I don't think that, I don't know. Why would you not remember if your daughter did or didn't say that? Yep. She's messing up, sweet tea, with that pillow. Yep. Keep that pillow in mind, y'all. She's messing up. And then the time. See, she's answering the details about what might be in that bag, but she's not trying to answer the times of day that she may have been doing something.
House. That's very rare. So I figured, okay, they'll be back or she'll be calling me to take it. And then I put it to the side. I forgot about it. I honestly forgot, I would have
Where did you
Called.
put it aside at?
right there by the makeup, by the back door area. And then when the detective said, does she have a wallet or a purse? I said, oh yeah, so I got it. So
Can you understand,
yeah,
Janet?
I know. I know. I know what it looks like.
If you,
I would too.
Put yourself.
I would too.
Put yourself in my position.
Just
you know
arrest
what I mean?
me.
You know.
Just arrest me now.
It doesn't make sense.
Just arrest me now. I know. If you don't have anything on anyone else that you can't, then I know I look like it. I know I do.
But you know what I mean? Like
she didn't have her stuff.
Her pillows downstairs.
Right. So she would have walked down.
It wasn't on the bed.
No idea. Did she? I have no idea.
I mean, do you understand?
I can't explain it.
I mean,
All right, y'all. The pillow was not on her bed. Keep an eye out for when that pillow is mentioned again, or what is the reason that pillow may be missing. She can't. Well, we know why she can't explain it, but she's trying. I see how she's trying to skip over them challenging the details and just jump into arrest me, because you don't want them to walk you through the details of where they're going.
I can't explain it.
When you look at what we do for a living,
Yeah.
we're very analytical.
Yeah.
It's what we do. We look at things and say what makes sense. And anytime we've had female officers that are involved and they'll say she didn't bring her purse. She was leaving the house and she didn't bring her purse. They're like,
well, here's the thing.
Something happened at that house. And remember what I told you?
If I
Janet,
would have done something to Rochelle, okay, at that house, why in the hell would I have left all her there?
Well, the thing
why
is,
would I have left it there?
The thing is, who'd be the last person that police would talk to, or immediately think or suspect something was wrong,
Who's the last person who thinks?
No, well, I wouldn't say the last person, but at the time, police aren't saying, well, mom called in and identified, Rochelle, and like I said, our job was over there to try to get some information and piece together where she was at and stuff like that. So, we don't think anything of, until we start looking and saying, okay, wait a second here. Something's not right.
Okay.
Not to say that you're not right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
You're great.
I know.
You're just great. And
No, I mean, I
not
know
to say
what
like
you're
something
saying.
was wrong with you, but
Mhm.
we say, well, why is her stuff packed up? And then you say, okay, well, you thought you heard her say, pack my stuff
Yeah.
up.
Again, I'm half asleep, and I
But
know
then-
she's up moving around.
Right. But then we say, well, we also have to look at the body of evidence. Body of evidence is that everything's telling us that she was at that house,
Okay.
from the scene. Everything's telling us that, there's stuff, and I think Detective West told you this, whenever you go somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
you leave something.
Yeah.
And you take
Sure.
something with you.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So
Sure.
wherever you're at,
Yeah.
like for instance, here.
Yeah.
They're gonna find my DNA on this.
Sure.
You know what I mean? They're gonna find, maybe my thinning hair is falling out, as we speak, and they're gonna find my hair in here. You know what I mean? But I'm also gonna take probably some stuff that other people were in here with
Sure.
me when I go somewhere. I'm gonna take
Right.
evidence that I was here.
Right.
And so when we look at what we gathered at the scene,
Okay.
we say, okay, is there evidence that she was somewhere else? Is there evidence that she was taken somewhere else?
Right.
Well, we know she was wrapped in a sheet.
Oh. Okay.
Y'all, that's one of the mic drop moments. They know she was wrapped in a sheet. Remember how they keep emphasizing, we know whatever happened to Rochelle happened at her home. They finally told Janet, we know she was wrapped in a sheet. Janet's still gonna take a little bit to catch on, but
We know she was wrapped in a sheet.
Okay.
And then we come to your house. And what do we find?
Yeah.
In a room.
Okay.
What do we find?
Jesus Christ! No sheets.
No sheets.
no sheets on Rochelle's bed or somebody's bed. Rochelle was found wrapped in a sheet. One of the beds in Janet's house is missing sheets when the detectives come in. The pillow is missing. Again, I want to say that they said at the beginning that Rochelle was beaten, suffocated, and then her body was dumped. So most likely there's a couple things I think they'll say, but the suffocation probably came from the pillow because it was blunt force trauma. The blunt force trauma did not kill Rochelle. That's what the coroner said.
Jesus Christ. I see what you mean.
We know that there was blood flow from her head.
Okay.
And what do we find in her room? No pillow.
Okay. Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's her pillow.
I'm trying to give you,
No,
what I mean?
get
This
it.
is kind of a two-way street here.
Well, yeah.
I'm trying to
The
be
sheet.
upfront with you, and I'm asking you,
Jesus.
you know what I mean? I'm asking you to be upfront with me.
I've been trying to be more in my little bit of an analytical bag with this one, but I want y'all to listen to the dumb question that Janet asked because it's a dumb question in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, I'm giving
We
you,
didn't always have sheets on that bed.
but
so
we know
that's-
she was wrapped in a sheet.
Okay.
We know it.
Okay.
And we know she laid there for a while. There's science. There's
You
science.
know she was wrapped in a sheet.
We know she was wrapped in a sheet.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where do we look for a sheet? Where do we look for a sheet?
Yeah.
We say, okay.
All right, so when they found Rochelle, she must have not still been wrapped in that sheet, but they said there were signs she was wrapped in the sheet. And remember, one of the breadcrumbs, they said we analyze the fibers that we find on the remains or whatever.
Let's look. We know there's no sheet now.
Yeah.
Something
Can
happened to
you
it.
tell me what else? You can't tell me how else.
Well, I'm telling you, I've told you something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I need. You know what I mean? That's why I'm telling you, I'm not lying. I'm not making this stuff up. I'm not attacking you
I know.
based on just, you know what, I have a hunch. I'm not, as you said, squeezing you, right?
Juicing.
Juicing. I'm not juicing you. Okay? I'm not juicing you. I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah.
As sure as God made little green apples,
Yeah.
I know for a fact that now we look at the house and we know
Okay.
something happened there. And we look at who was home. You know? And like
Yeah.
you said,
Me
we
and
know
Bennett.
Bennett didn't do anything.
No.
You know? Hon, like I said, I mean, I wish we dealt with more people like you.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I'm serious. I wish we dealt with more people like you. And it pains me to have to talk to you about an incident like this. You know what I mean? Because I care, and I know you care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
I
know
sure
you
do.
care. I know you care. And I know that deep down inside, I mean, you're a great person. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, I think you are too.
Oh, thank you.
I knew that right when you came in.
But
Yeah.
I know you care, but I also know, and I told you this before, whether or not I've seen priests, I've seen pastors, I've seen good family men. I saw a guy one time, he was married for 40 or 50 something years. Guy was in his 70s.
Wow, it's a long marriage.
And yeah,
Jesus.
I'm not kidding you. He was in this
How long?
marriage for a long time.
Yeah.
And one day he ended up killing his wife.
Yeah.
And they talked to the neighbors,
Yeah.
and they said,
Yeah.
"Wow, that guy was such a sweet guy."
Yeah.
And his wife nagged
Oh.
him and nagged him, and
Oh,
she was
God.
the kind of lady that would take the ball when the neighborhood kids were playing and a ball went in your yard. She would take it, and
Oh
she was just
God.
this
The hell?
bad person.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
he snapped.
Yeah.
He made a mistake.
Yeah.
And the neighbor's like, you know what? He's a sweet guy.
Right. Right.
And
Back to her trying to get her to confess to her crime of passion.
what should happen to him? Well, the
Yeah.
very minimum. Whatever the very minimum is,
Yeah.
is what they gave him.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times, and like I said, when people do things, they're worried about the consequences. They're worried about what's going to happen to them. Oh my gosh, am I going to go to prison for my life, whole life? But what happens is we allow them to tell their story. You know, we allow them to tell their side of what happens, you know, and we get to see it because we're investigating it. We get to see, you know, the bad side of what they say a victim, you know, they call them victims, and we get to see, you know, some of the worst.
The fact that he air quoted victim, he wants, in my opinion, he's trying to make her continue to feel safe. And we would understand if you did this because, I mean, look at the type of person Rochelle was. Because you do not air quote victim that got beaten and suffocated, dumped on the side of the road or wherever y'all found her in plain view. So, okay, they trying, like you said, buttering her like a stack of pancakes.
Parts of them. And you hear people say, well, I knew something was going to happen to him because they constantly crapped on other people. They constantly treated people like crap. And, you know, and so, like I said, you know, I'm trying to give you somewhat of the information without giving the case away. You know what I mean? So to speak.
Right.
You know, and I'm not juicing.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to juice you. I'm trying to tell you the facts. I'm trying to be up front with you.
Okay.
So like I said, when I say we know she was wrapped in a sheet.
Yeah. Are you able to tell me the description of the sheet?
Well, listen, here's the thing. If we find the fibers.
Right.
And they come from the house.
Right.
It's best that we know ahead of time what happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Are you able to tell me what it looked like?
I told y'all she was going to ask that dumb question. I told you a dumb question was happening.
And I can tell you if that came from my house.
Well, I said we don't have the sheet.
Okay.
We just know it was a sheet.
Okay.
You know, but we'll have the fibers. And so if there's fibers in the room, we can say that, you know, they came from there.
Okay.
We also can tell, you know, animal hairs.
Oh, of course.
You know?
Charles is everywhere.
Yeah.
Charles
you
is
know what I'm
everywhere.
saying? So everywhere you go,
Oh my
you pick
God.
something up. Yeah.
Look.
And you take it with
Well, it's
you.
mine, probably, but yeah, he's everywhere.
But like Detective McLaughlin said, is that it's always best to tell your side of the story first. You know?
Of course.
Before the
if I
evidence,
had something to tell you,
before the evidence,
I would tell you.
before the evidence speaks for itself. You know what I mean? Before it speaks for itself, if we go to a prosecutor and we say, listen, this is what happened. This is the story. You know, Janet was cooperative. Janet was upfront. Yeah. Janet's kind of like a saint when it comes to having to endure what she had to endure.
Years.
There's a crown. There's a crown for you up in heaven. There is.
I don't know. I'm not all that good.
Ooh, they putting it on thick, aren't they? Not a saint and a crown. They are trying to lay it on thick.
Listen to me.
I'm not that good.
You're a better person than I am because I don't think I could hack it. I don't think I could hack it.
Well, we do what we have to do. We all do. We all have something.
I can tell you being in social work.
Other people have stuff.
And
you know,
stuff,
I know
teaching.
we all deal with our own things.
Oh, we all have our own cross to bear. I understand it. But if we're able to go to a prosecutor and say, look, she came clean. She told us what happened. You know, this was a spur of the moment. This wasn't a pre-calculated homicide. This is what they call a, crime of passion, and she was upfront, and she obviously is remorseful for what she did. She didn't intend on hurting, anybody. That's what we'd like. You know what I mean?
You'd like me to just, please, I didn't do anything here. Please. I know. We can sit here another
Have you ever taken like, or heard anybody taking like a polygraph or anything like that?
No.
All right. Introduction of, would you take a polygraph?
Those.
No. Then I would, maybe. But if I'm doing that, I would want to definitely have an attorney to advise me on that. Because my late husband said, if there's ever anything, he was a criminal defense attorney.
Your husband was?
Yeah, my late husband.
I know.
Yeah, the polygraphs
what was his
show
name?
False. Daryl Tyberski.
Daryl?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember him.
Yeah.
How long ago did he pass?
He passed in
15 years ago.
bingo. Yeah.
It was 15 years?
Yeah. August 24th, 99. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No.
That's
Why?
my daughter's birthday.
Oh, God love her.
Yep.
Wow.
August 24th, 1999.
What?
Yep.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What? That is just.
Yeah.
What, do you remember what time she was born?
Don't tell my wife because I can't remember.
That's okay. He passed away at just after the 23rd, 12:15
Okay,
a.m.
now she was born like maybe 6 or 7 in the morning.
Oh, okay.
So later that
Yeah.
morning.
Wow.
But,
That's
yeah.
something. Well, that's why I know you're a good man. That's something we're
Well, and like I
connected
said,
that way.
Janet, I think you're a good
I
lady.
could tell when he walked in, like, I like that guy.
I think Daryl would agree with us that everybody makes mistakes, and that
Oh,
you're
absolutely. He made plenty.
and the man upstairs.
He made plenty.
He
And so have I.
and agree with me or not that you would be judged on what you do to make things right versus what you do that made things wrong.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that goes along with what we're saying as far as, will you show me your cards and I'll show you mine.
Yeah.
Because when you're reactive
Yeah.
to evidence versus being proactive and getting out in front of it
Yeah.
and admitting the mistakes, it looks better for you, or it looks better for whomever, versus waiting for things to come in and then, like phone records and DNA and
Mm-hmm.
that stuff. And that's like concrete stuff.
Yeah.
That's stuff you can't
dispute that.
you can't dispute
Mhm.
that stuff.
So this, I definitely pegged him as this is the circle back detective, the anchor detective. Let's get this back on track detective. That's who he is. Whereas this one's our personal connection detective. I mean, even if you look out, and wasn't thinking about this before, he's more official behind the desk. You got the desk between y'all. He's more got the whole, let me give her the open body language. We're just two people talking. My child was born when your husband passed away, and I think you're a good, whatever, and all this other stuff. So he seems like the more open one, whereas she treats him more as the official, but they both perform the same capacity though, right? But yeah, interesting.
I mean, and again, like you said, you want to help out as much as you can in order to find the person that did this. And we want very
Absolutely.
much to find out who did this to Shelley.
Yeah, I know.
And we're not going to stop until
Oh,
we do.
I don't think you would ever stop. I know you will get to the bottom of this. I know it.
And forensic evidence doesn't lie. I mean, it's,
I know.
just like
I know.
when you look into a car and you look with the naked eye, you really don't see much, especially if somebody's had a chance to clean things up. But when you start throwing around years and years of proven chemicals and stuff like that,
Oh, sure.
you start to see stuff,
Of course.
especially that, you see it all the time, that it starts to prove a theory.
Yeah.
It's
She probably left so many holes open in how she thought how to get away with murder. But because just the fact that you cooperate, well, you kind of can't help but to cooperate with a warrant. It's a warrant. They don't need your permission at that point. But you hadn't put sheets back on the bed. You had a stripped bed still there. You had a missing pillow that naturally looked like it should have been there, because they're like, hey, we noticed a pillow missing. So it must have been an obvious pillow, because they don't know your house like that. So if you have those holes missing, then you got her stuff packed up in a trash bag, talking about it's because she told you to pack her stuff up to move, and you're trying to lean on the fact that she probably went out to meet with some strange guy or somebody, but you didn't even get her purse, out the house. You got to give this up. You have too many obvious holes.
starts to show the path that someone takes. And I can understand the defensive position where you're like, look, man, I didn't do anything. You got everything bottled up, and like, I didn't do anything. I just isn't, prove your case. But in the end, if the case is proven, it's going to be a whole lot different versus someone being completely honest and admitting mistakes. Because You know, there's been times in my life where I said things out of anger. I've done things out of anger.
I have plenty of times.
Yeah, I mean, we all do. And we all
Yeah.
do. And we make mistakes.
Yeah.
And that is something undisputable.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with anything you're
Nobody's
saying.
perfect. The last one they hung on a cross. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
And right now we're in your corner.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like
I know.
we would say, we know the
I believe
situation.
you are.
You know.
And I know you're doing your job.
But what happens is, you know,
I know
when
you're doing your job.
someone doesn't, you know, when someone doesn't come clean, when someone doesn't tell us the truth, or if someone doesn't give us all the facts, then we say that's it. You know what I mean?
I believe that.
Like right now,
And I'm ready to hear.
now,
Right here. Seriously, because I know you're going to keep doing. Just might as well just read me my rights and put me in, take me, and then I got to make my attorney phone call, and then seriously, I'm not trying to give you a hard time.
we don't want to do that. That's the thing,
I
is
know.
that we want the truth and we want it to be
So
from
if I
you.
sit here and confess to murdering my dog,
No.
you're
That's
not
not what
going
I'm
to
saying.
arrest me.
No, that's not what we're saying. Is that
I mean, we have the procedures we have to go through,
Well, yeah.
but we can also, but we also say, look, she's not a flight risk. She's not a danger to anybody else. You know, and that's the kind of stuff that we would advocate. You know, like I said, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously, you know, there's consequences for actions.
Of course.
I would
Of
never say
course.
to you, you know, just tell me what you did and you won't go to jail. I'm not
Yeah.
going to tell you that. And I don't make promises,
Yeah.
you know. I told you from the get-go, I don't
Mhm.
lie. I don't lie. I have the right to lie as a police officer, but I don't. I don't, because
Mhm.
it can come back to bite you. You lose all credibility and you're no good, you know.
I appreciate everything
So-
you said.
So like I
and
said,
really-
for me to sit here and say, Janet, if you told me what happened, you know, you're
Right.
gonna walk right out of the station here.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you know, there's consequences, you know, and you probably taught Bennett that, and Bennett knows, hey, there's consequences, honey, when you do
Right.
something,
Yeah.
you know. And so, like I said, I don't want you to, you know, think that, well, if I, you know, tell them they'll leave me alone and I'll
No.
walk out of here.
I know you have to do your job.
Exactly.
Um,
And I wouldn't enjoy it. Believe me, I wouldn't enjoy it. It would not be something that I get pleasure out of. You know, especially a person like you.
well, thank you.
You know,
but we also have to do the right thing for Shelley too.
Of course.
And just like Lieutenant Pitek was
I
saying, as
understand
far
that.
as you can't make promises or anything
Of
like that,
course.
is that you understand that there's certain, and I'm sure Daryl would have probably told you this, is that there's areas that a judge looks at
Yeah.
when he goes to the punishment phase.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree with me when a detective or a prosecutor goes to a judge, or even
I don't know.
people
about
come up
that.
and they'll say, look, so-and-so was honest with us. So-and-so told us, you know, was remorseful for the things that they did.
Yeah.
We would be okay with so-and-so being charged with this instead of
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
We're not looking for,
And that's something that my attorney will get into.
right, and
If
That's
if
true.
you arrest me
that's true. No,
right
no.
now,
No.
then
But then the question would be still is that if someone's honest, the defense or what we would do is go out of our way to make sure that someone's honesty was very present, or that they knew about this, that they helped through the investigation, they admitted their mistakes, and they helped with the continuing investigation, versus, look, every time this was brought up, the door got slammed in our face.
I mean, that might help in small court, like shoplifting or something. I don't really think that's gonna help if you still, you know, kill the person for the reasons you killed them and did what you did. I don't think that's gonna help.
There was no help. There was no cooperation.
yeah,
This type of thing, you know, it's we wouldn't be looking for any type of deals or breaks or anything like that. Okay, and that the judge would only have one choice to charge with, and that would probably be the most extreme, versus the other where someone was cooperative and helped out in the investigation and answered questions or put
That's
the
what I was
puzzles,
trying to do.
put
I
the pieces to the puzzle together.
tried to let you through twice without a search warrant.
Well,
Now you get the search warrant.
the
I'm
thing
here
is,
again,
well, the thing is that,
all through no representation.
the thing is, listen, right now,
And with her saying that all with no representation, your husband did not rub off on you well. How are you sitting here for an hour with no defense attorney with you and just answering questions? You're adamant he told you not to take a polygraph test, but he wasn't adamant in telling you that you shouldn't sit down and answer any questions at all without an attorney present?
you know what people are thinking? People are thinking that there's this monster on the loose. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know, like they see,
Right.
you know, that Shelley was found and you know, we don't know who did this. You know, it's like,
Oh, I'm sure you're getting pressure from the public. Oh,
yeah,
I'm sure.
Yeah. You know,
Oh,
I
I-
have a duty to protect the
Well,
citizens
yeah.
of North Ridgeville, you know?
Sure.
And when the people in North Ridgeville are thinking that, hey,
Yep.
there's a killer on the loose,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah,
Of
there is
course.
a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm not gonna
Yeah.
cave into that pressure.
Yeah.
You know, and just put somebody in jail just to put somebody in jail. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna make things up. I'm not gonna, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie and do whatever I have to, you know. And unfortunately, you know, that happens in the past. It's happened a long time ago. We don't operate that way. And what we want to do is we want to assure people that, hey, you know, this wasn't, you know, and I can't release that evidence to the public. I can't say, well, this is what we found, you know.
Right.
And, you know, really some of the stuff that I told
And
you
you
is a
can't
lot of
tell
stuff
me.
that's, you know, really shouldn't be.
You've only told me
Told.
one thing
Yeah.
for sure.
But I'm just telling you is that we know what happened to Shelley at the house.
Hmm.
And right now, like I said, you've been
Mhm.
cooperative with us, and I want you to continue to be cooperative with us
Try.
all the way to the end. You know what I
That's
mean?
what I'm trying
You
to do.
ever, you know, like they people cooperate, they get to that, you know, and that hurdle, and they don't know if they want to cross it because they know there's, you know, this is it. You know, we're gonna go plunge full in. You know, this is it. I gotta go all the way. It's now or never. You know, and that's what we're trying to tell you is that,
Mhm.
you know, you
No, I
gotta,
hear you.
you know, when you make
If
that
I-
plunge, it's
if I had
scary.
more,
It's
I would-
scary. It's
would
scary.
do.
It's scary.
I don't have any more for you.
It's scary. You know,
Yeah, I got
it's
nothing.
scary to. It's scary to,
What do you
to
think that?
take that jump.
What do I think happened to her?
No. What I was going to say is, do you think that that you'd be willing to take that polygraph to help give us a little bit more, to give us, and you had a chance to speak with your attorney.
Right,
That
I have
you-
to have representation
Could
first.
you do that? Could you do that today? Could you speak with that person today?
Well, I don't know who I'd pick as my attorney.
Oh.
I don't know if I can afford one. I don't know who.
Do you have someone in mind that, or maybe that your husband knew, that Daryl knew?
Yeah, but I'm not sure about those guys.
No.
I'm not sure they'd be on my side. Yeah, I don't know.
Uh-oh. What did she possibly do to her husband? He asked, do you know if someone could represent you from, you know, who worked with your husband? She said, I don't know if they'd be on my side. What did you do to your husband? What do you mean? Those are the first people you should be able to lean on and be like, can you refer me? Or that's an interesting response.
Well, you say that you don't have any more, but there is more.
So maybe in what, more what?
The polygraph.
Say it one more
You
time.
say that you don't have any more to give.
I've got no more
But
information.
what I'm saying is that there is one more thing to give.
Oh, what's that?
The polygraph.
Well,
I'd like to.
I want to.
Right, and I know you just said, but I guess what my question is, would you be willing to maybe at least
talk about that.
speak to
Sure.
an attorney when, in
See,
order
now,
to
I'm
maybe
not gonna-
facilitate that today? In order to take the polygraph today, like within
no,
the
it
next
would have
couple
to be
hours.
my attorney. Can't be some guy here connected to Lakewood or.
We can't,
Oh,
dress,
no,
we
yeah.
can't dress the guy up in a suit and say,
Yeah.
here's your attorney.
I mean, I'd like to see that happen today, but I'm not trying to violate your rights or
Yeah.
anything like that. What I'm trying to say
Yeah,
is
I
that
would say no. I'm not going to do a polygraph because I just know that they can give false reads, and it sounds like I'm suspect number one.
that's not the case. It's us trying to use
So
the
I'd
tool
say no.
to
I'm
find
not
out.
going to do a polygraph. I'm not going to do that. No.
The other thing too is, Janet, when we leave here, without a conclusion,
Yeah.
it will come to a conclusion.
I don't doubt it
This
will.
will come to a conclusion.
I know it.
And like I said, I was hoping today, based on who you are, based on your reputation and the kind of person that you were,
Mhm.
that we could bring this to a conclusion today.
Okay.
And that
Well,
this would be, and like I said, and I know we still have to comb through and gather a lot more evidence. We have to build what they call circumstantial case, because I guarantee.
Jesus
I
Christ,
guarantee,
you got all the circumstance
Well,
you need.
Listen,
Now,
listen.
I
I'm
would
just-
think you got everything.
But
It's a circumstantial case.
Well, I'm just saying is
You got all the stuff there. You got the history. I know what it looks like.
But listen, and again, and what we were trying to say is that this is not, the whole purpose of this is to get closure for one, and second, not only for
I know it'll
not only
happen.
for Shelley,
I know it'll
but
happen.
also for you,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
to not be
Absolutely.
looking over your shoulder every time, or worrying and saying, did I do this? Uh-oh, are they going to find this? Are they going to find out what happened? Are they going to, you know what I mean? Instead of that,
Oh.
you know what I mean? And it
I'm
carries
not
with you,
feeling that
carries with you the whole time.
I'm not feeling that way. But I know you already have stuff that you think makes me look guilty. The purse,
Janet,
the sheet.
Well, that's the circumstantial stuff.
Well, it sounds like some of that's
What I'm
evidence.
saying is that the next step would be to get the physical evidence. That's
The DNA.
may or may not already be had. Meaning,
Yeah.
like we talked about.
Yeah.
The stuff in the car
Sure.
or the stuff in the house. And what I mean by that is say blood evidence. Let's say blood evidence in the house or blood evidence in the car.
Sure.
Stuff you can't, that may already be had
Jesus
at this
Christ.
point.
There's
If
bleach
that's
in my
the-
back thing. There's bleach spots in the back of the van. I spilled a bottle of bleach.
When did you spill that?
So they're going to.
Hold on, because I missed this. I must have been working too hard when I had this video playing the first time. She said, I know there's bleach spots in the back of the van because I spilled bleach. Come on, man. Janet, you should have been got an attorney and stopped talking. This is crazy.
think that's me bleaching out blood.
when?
Years.
Oh, that's not gonna.
That's,
So they'll know.
That's
Yeah, they know if it
dissipated
was
by-
recent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, like you said, it's dissipated by then.
Okay.
When's the last time you cleaned your car?
Cleaned it, like vacuum it.
Vacuumed
Yes.
it, washed it down inside.
Ooh. Not lately.
6
Not
months,
Mm,
4 months, 5 months.
Oh, boy.
In the last,
Months. Before winter. Before winter.
so roughly October, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you describe what you did,
September.
describe how
Summer.
You put, summer,
I just clean up the mess. There's so much.
like just take garbage out of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of dirt.
What about taking like Windex to the windows or Fantastic to the interior? you ever do
sometimes
that?
I do the Lysol wipes. Yeah, I just bought some, but I haven't used them yet.
So you haven't used anything like that on the inside of your car in the
No.
last 2 months?
Maybe on the steering wheel to kind of keep down with the flu in the winter. but nothing. No, it's so dusty and dirty. It's so gross.
Just understand. She needs to understand. They're asking that for a reason. I don't. If they're asking how much did you clean your car, where did you clean your car, what part of the car. So, for instance, the steering wheel. They already know the answer to this type of question.
You know, we have license plate readers. I don't know if you're aware of those. And they're set up in various locations throughout Cuyahoga County, Lorraine County.
Mhm.
Would there be any reason that one of the license plates readers would have picked up your car license plate in Lorraine County?
All right, that means that's not the county she lives in. Would there be any reason that a license plate reader picked up your license plate in that county? That is up there with the crucial question of why is her stuff packed up? Why is the pillow missing? Why were the sheets missing? Janet is cooked. And let's okay, this is another one. She's gonna walk y'all through her route eventually when they're gonna guide her there. And this is where Janet starts being real vague again. Like, well, I don't know.
When?
Around the time of Shelley's death?
Well, let's see now. Lorraine County. What day are you talking about?
I'm talking about,
I would need to know.
well, I'm just talking within, okay. This was the day that Shelley's body was found.
Okay.
The 15th there.
Yeah.
15th. So anywhere from the 12th, 13th, 14th, or 15th.
The 14th, I picked Hannah up at Oberlin.
I'm gonna say it because y'all have been so committed so long into this video. I know I saw at least 2 people that said it. I don't think Janet did this by herself. Here, okay, you keep hearing Hannah's name come up, right? So pay attention to Hannah's name if you hadn't been. But yeah, so her route that she may have done, she wasn't thinking about license plate readers. But yeah, Hannah, I think Hannah's the one that plays a role, but y'all were on to it when you were like, I don't think she did this by herself.
And brought Hannah home.
And how do you go to Oberlin?
Turnpike.
And where do you get off?
Picked her up. Typically the Turnpike.
And what exit do you get off of on the Turnpike?
Oberlin.
There's no Oberlin exit.
Yeah.
Which is?
I picked her up on the 14th in the afternoon. Yeah. To come home to look at.
There's an Oberlin exit on the Turnpike?
Yeah. Right off the Oberlin exit off the Turnpike. Sure.
And then which route do you go?
Down that 57. It would be.
Oh, okay. So you take the Turnpike to 57?
Yeah, just that first exit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there wouldn't be any reason that they would read your plate coming off of onto Lorraine Road there.
Lorraine Road.
Mm-hmm. Like North Homestead, North Ridgeville.
Lorraine Road.
There's like McDonald's, Sheetz.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't recall where that is. McDonald's and Sheetz is where? In North Ridgeville?
Yeah, it's on Lorraine Road.
No.
Okay, so good question. Bonnie said, is Hannah a sister? I think Hannah is the younger sister of Rochelle, the victim. And remember, Janet said that maybe 10 years ago, Rochelle had been violent towards Hannah, like swinging her by her hair or something. Don't know if they had other issues after that, but I think the relation is Hannah is also Janet's daughter, which is Rochelle's sister, the victim. Rochelle is the victim, in case you just came in.
But that's Saturday. What time Saturday?
Afternoonish, early afternoon. Picks Hannah up.
And where did you bring her?
To the house. And yeah, she hung out and we did some looking for summer internship stuff.
On a computer?
I'm pretty sure, yeah, it was on the computer. Or on her laptop. I can't remember what she did. But we just did some, usual stuff. hung out. Got her gonna take some clothes back.
And when did you pack up Shelly's stuff?
That probably would have been on when I came down on the 13th and saw it there.
About when?
That morning.
About that
When I
morning?
was gonna
About
take
what time
Benny to
was that?
school.
About what time?
What time would have that been?
Timelines are getting more vague and more vague now that they're honing in on some things.
8 a.m. But I don't know if I packed it up then. That's when I saw it. That would have been around when I saw it.
When did you pack it up?
When I packed it up, let's see. Probably that afternoon. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was anybody in the house with you when you packed it up?
Well, Benny would have been there. He might have been watching TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Hannah,
Or doing
or
something. No.
yeah, Hannah hadn't been home yet.
Oh, no.
So you went and picked up Hannah.
Yes.
On Saturday.
She came home that Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, for a little while.
And so that Saturday you were in Lorraine County in
Yeah.
the late afternoon.
Yep.
About
Yep.
what time?
Early afternoon. Early afternoon.
About what time?
2:30ish, probably. Yeah.
And so did anybody travel with you out
And Hannah would know. You can ask. She'll know more about that.
when you went to go pick her up?
Yeah, she would know.
Did you stop anywhere along the way to go get her?
Don't think so.
So you got on the turnpike.
I think that's.
Well, I
I
mean,
mean, I'm trying to think.
when you normally
'Cause
go
I-
pick up Hannah, where
Yeah.
did you go?
Yeah, on the turnpike. Would have been.
All right, so you
Yeah.
went on the turnpike.
Mhm.
You didn't get off at any of the other exits.
I don't think so.
Yes, we are so nosy. I love it. Bonnie said, "Ooh, what he looking at? He got to be looking at routes. He has to be. Look, here we go. We'll be nosy together. This ain't gonna help too much, but it's looking like a map, like some kind of map or some kind of route." I'm ready to be nosy, Bonnie. Let me get my stuff back together. I'm ready. But yeah, he definitely has some kind of geographical something pulled up. It's real blurry over here.
Okay.
No.
So Saturday about 2:30,
Hmm.
you got on the turnpike, and you got off at 57 exit,
I think so.
and then you
Yeah.
and then you went down
Yeah.
57 north or south.
Where would that be to go into Oberlin there? Yeah, pick her up.
Now, do you get on another highway to get to Oberlin? Like down 57 to Route 10?
10. Where's 10?
It's another highway. If you go south on 57 and you hit
Okay.
where 480,
Okay.
you know where 480 and Route 10 or 20?
Look at the screen, Janet. He pulling it up for you. You ain't got to go off your memory. Just look at the screen.
Well, just show me how you went to Oberlin. That's all I want to know.
Well,
If you just came in, they hit a crucial moment. They said, what if I told you the license plate readers picked up a license plate in a certain area? Would you have a reason to be in Marine or Marina County? This is near Cleveland, Ohio. They talked about a town called North Ridgeville, in case you want to know. But they're having her traced back on the 14th when she picked up Hannah, which I think is her other daughter. Her victim is her daughter named Rochelle. And basically, they're like, we know you killed your daughter and dumped her body, probably in Marine County, because they're breadcrumbing the evidence to her. So, we're trying to figure out what are they trying to get her to say, because we don't know. We're just following the interrogation. But that's what's happening so far. So now they're like, point out your route to pick up Hannah.
Yeah. If you go right there where the Midway Mall is, and go right there's the interchange.
Midway Mall there.
Yep. And then you take 57. Did you go? Yeah. See, the Midway Mall's here, where you get off on the turnpike
Yeah,
is right there,
yeah,
or right here. I'm sorry. So you go
Yeah.
south.
yeah. That's
then where do you
the
go?
first exit south to Oberlin.
Would you go to
So-
113 and cut over,
113. I don't think so.
or 57? Kind of
Yeah,
splits it.
down 57 into Oberlin, right? Isn't that the way you go?
Yeah. Well, if you go west, keep going west, and you go to 58. You keep going.
Well, you just take the turn.
Yeah. See, there's Oberlin right there. 58.
Oh,
So-
58. I
Yeah.
say 57. Yeah, 58.
So yeah.
There's a 57, right?
Oh, so you get off at, you take 58 all the way down?
Mm-hmm.
From the turnpike.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I know there's an Amherst exit right there. That's it. So you get off
Yeah.
right there.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you didn't get off?
Yeah, that's the Amherst exit.
Okay,
right
so
there.
you didn't get off
Mhm.
before
But I
that?
think- I don't think so. That's the way I take the Oberlin.
I mean, would you have stopped to get lunch or anything?
I don't think so.
How long of a ride
I
is
think
that
so.
from your house to
40.
40
40.
minutes?
Yeah.
So if you went door to door, about 40 minutes?
Yeah, about 40 minutes. Yeah. Yeah,
How many times have you driven that?
good bit.
Yeah.
I drive that a lot.
Because
Good
you
bit.
got to pick her up quite a bit.
Well, no, she doesn't come home that often, but
Oh, okay.
you know, once a month, once every couple, to get something, or take that, or just have a little away time.
Now that particular day, you brought her back home.
Yeah, yeah.
You ever drive out there and just spend the day out there or time out there
Sometimes,
and then just go home yourself?
yeah. Like to her volleyball games, her track and field games.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so there had been no reason for your vehicle to be read a plate reader getting off at any other exits besides Route 58.
All right, they just walked her through that whole route, right? From where she picked Hannah up, brought her back home. This is a easy, simple question. There's no reason to see you getting off of anywhere else but where you just said, right?
That Saturday.
Pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
What
That
about
would be it.
Or that Sunday?
Or that Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I drove her back that Sunday morning, early.
What time?
She had a whole bunch of stuff to do that day. I would say it was morning time.
About what time?
Oh, 7ish, maybe?
And so when you took her
6-ish?
back,
6:30, 6:30?
6:37,
Yeah.
so she went back that Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay. So around 6:30, 7 o'clock was when you left or when you got there?
When I got to Oberlin, you say?
Mhm.
Probably when I got there. Yeah.
So you got there
Yeah.
around 6:37.
I want to ask you, do y'all notice, if you were here in the beginning of the interrogation, do you notice a contrast between how long she answers questions now versus how long she answered questions in the beginning?
All right, so at that
Yeah.
time, did you guys get off at the exit to get breakfast or do anything?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, we would have gone back.
So you never
No.
once got off the exit onto Lorraine Road that Friday or that Saturday or
Lorraine
Sunday?
Road. I'm just trying to figure out where
Any
Lorraine.
exit in Lorraine County besides the 58 exit.
No,
So you never got off any other exit.
no,
You never drove on like Lorraine Road
no,
or 480 or Route 10 coming back.
no.
So you went directly from the turnpike, got off at 58,
Mm-hmm.
got back on 58 all
Mhm.
4 times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there wouldn't be Any reason whatsoever that your vehicle would have been,
No.
and when you were with her, you didn't drive somewhere to, go get something to eat or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. So it'd be safe to say if your vehicle is spotted in that area, then you're in trouble. Correct?
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't have any reason that
If
it
your
would be there.
vehicle was spotted in the area where Shelley was found,
Mhm.
and you don't have any reason whatsoever why it would be that way.
Okay, now I need to clear up something because I did see something in the chat earlier that said I thought she didn't use her vehicle. They gave her a hypothetical saying, I won't lie to you and say I saw your vehicle as such and such when I really didn't see it because you could have used a different vehicle. Well, it turns out it looks like they're asking about her vehicle. So that was their hypothetical to just say, although we're allowed to lie to you to get a confession, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to ask you questions of things that I already know. And I, you know what I mean? So for this case, they didn't, she must not use a different vehicle. That was their hypothetical example about a different vehicle.
Correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
Right. That's
when
correct.
When we go through the hours and hours of videotapes that we have to, and
Yeah.
your vehicle shows up,
Yeah.
you're in trouble.
Well, I would
Correct?
think so. I would think so.
I mean,
Fair enough, right? I mean,
That's a fair
Yeah.
question, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And like I
Yeah.
said, that's
I would. Yeah.
Jan, that's what that's we're gonna do all that. You know what I mean?
I know. I know
and
you
so
are.
that's why, like I said, and me and Detective McLaughlin say is that this was always because the more hours and hours of manpower we put into this, the harder it gets for us to want to help people out or not help people out.
I have no
but
doubt
for us
they're gonna.
to tell the prosecutor, hey, look, give her some some consideration here. I mean, she's had to go through all
I
this.
believe you. I know that. I
know.
know that.
So, but and again, like I said, the evidence is going to speak for itself,
I know.
and we just wanted to give you an opportunity to speak, and that way,
Well, thank you.
in that way, like I said,
But I know I'm suspect number one.
Girl, at this point, stop the cap. They're asking you so much pointed questions. They're like, we see your license plate. We have license plate readers around the state. We see you. Kyle said, Trinity, I thought she said she didn't go anywhere, but I thought I was tripping. There was a day she talked about not going anywhere. They honed in on this day of the 14th. I don't remember what month it was, but it was the 14th of some month. And that's when she went to go pick up Hannah, who I think is her other daughter. And so they honed in on that because between her picking up Hannah and then taking Hannah back home, that's when Rochelle was killed. So that's where she did go somewhere then. And she didn't deny that. At least once they got to this map, she didn't deny it. Still answering questions without representation, but won't do the polygraph. Right.
I know I am.
how do you think Shelley passed away?
I don't know. I feel she was picked up, and I've always said I don't think it was Tommy. Could still be Tommy, or she was picked up by a stranger.
Okay, so she was this whole time trying to build that Rochelle was just out there with a lot of random guys. So anybody could have done this crime to Rochelle. For the ones that came in, shout out to EBT accepted, that just came in. They've already revealed to her. They've already told her, when we looked at your house, you had a missing sheet. We have evidence that Rochelle was wrapped up in a sheet. You also have a missing pillow. Rochelle was suffocated. They didn't tell her she was suffocated yet. They just told her about the blunt force trauma that didn't kill her. So she hasn't in this moment heard about the suffocation, but the beginning of the video narrated that Rochelle had been suffocated, and that's how she actually passed away. So you got the missing pillow from her house, missing sheets on the bed from her house, and she died by suffocation or whatever. So just to tie that in on, so when they're asking her, how do you think she died? She's like, I don't know, stranger. But they said we can already prove she didn't leave the house that day with anyone. She had no plans to meet up with anyone. She hadn't been active on her Plenty of Fish account or any of her other accounts trying to meet up with people. All that. And Janet was like, well, what if they could have planned it ahead of time? They didn't just look at the day. They looked around the day to see if she had planned. And then her purse was still in the house. So even if you meet up with somebody, her wallet at least or whatever will be gone. Then Janet prematurely out here packing up her stuff in a trash bag, talking about Rochelle told me, or at least I think I remember her telling me to pack my S up. And that's why her stuff was in a trash bag. I'm thinking she forgot to make it look like Rochelle had either already moved out or randomly left and forgot to get Rochelle's stuff out of that trash bag and put it somewhere else. Because the stuff that you would normally take with you in the cold, because it was cold, because she kept talking about her jacket and her hat and all that stuff. She didn't move it where she should have moved it. Then they talked about when was the last time you cleaned your vehicle. They found bleach residue somewhere. She tried to say she spilled bleach. They asked her, what about your steering wheel? When was the last time you would have cleaned that? She's like, oh, I cleaned that because I don't want diseases spreading. So hopefully that kind of catches you up on some stuff.
Someone she just met. Or someone she was communicating with online.
And then what do you think happened? What do you think they did to her?
When I told the captain, it was too soon to even think about it, and I don't want to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think she was shot, right? There's no gunshot. He would have said that, right?
Well, I don't know if he would have told you any details of how she passed, you know?
Yeah.
Like again. So.
Well, I just know.
But all I can tell you is that we know for sure that what happened to her was done by someone who wasn't thinking clearly, you know,
Yeah.
who wasn't themselves.
Well, clearly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Because
think so.
Because it just, and like I said, we discussed this before. I can tell you that it wasn't a stranger. I can tell you it wasn't a stranger. It just appears that somebody panicked. And the fact that, the coroner will probably come out here soon with the ruling. Pending toxicology, he
We're hoping to know cause of death.
Well, I think he knows.
Yeah.
I think he knows.
Yeah.
Like I said, I can't share that with you, just because we have to wait for confirmation.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I was hoping you could shed some light,
I know.
for us.
I wish I could. I could.
Well, like I said, in my experience is that the polygraph is a pretty much 100% accurate. It's who operates it. It's the person that's getting examined. That they cause, and what it is, it measures stress. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It doesn't say, "Hey, she's lying." It says, "Okay, this is causing stress."
Right.
You know what I mean? And so what happens is people can tell you, they can look at you and say, nope.
But it measure, I know.
But their body's saying, oh crap.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. They know.
Mm-hmm.
They know. And, so, and what it also does, as much as it, helps detect whether or not someone's being truthful or lying about something, it also helps us to detect if someone's being truthful.
Yeah.
Oh,
sure.
I know a lot of people say, well, I'm nervous. And they know that. They
do get nervous and anxiety.
Exactly.
Well, if nervousness counted, no one would ever pass.
Yeah. Because it's a nervous
Everybody's nervous when they take a polygraph.
Right.
Everyone.
Yeah.
But these guys, they know that, and they norm you. It's what's called norming, right? When they say, well, okay, her stress level's here. We know she's she's nervous.
Yeah.
At this level, but
this whole Meeting right here is
Oh.
nerve-wracking.
Sure.
You know, what can you do?
I understand. I mean, being in your situation, I can understand you not knowing what the future's going to hold.
Right.
It's nerve-wracking.
Yeah, it is.
And that's one great thing that he kind of touched upon, and I don't know if you heard him when he said that, is that a lot of people call it the lie detector, and it's also known as the truth detector.
The truth detector. Yeah, I've heard that before.
So,
Yeah.
I myself, I'm an examiner,
Mhm.
but I can't polygraph anybody that's I'm close to the case to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe in it.
Yeah.
Obviously, no one can force you to take a polygraph. It has to be completely voluntary.
Right.
You know?
And
And just like you said,
I feel like I'm being bombarded right now.
no, I think with the parting
I haven't even
words,
eaten today.
right?
You know,
And the parting words would be to give it some thought.
oh yeah.
At least a legitimate effort of giving it some thought.
Right.
Because what happens is during a polygraph is that you meet with the examiner and you go over stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets you to a point where you're comfortable with him.
Yeah.
And that no one's going to be there to pull the wool over your eyes and get you relaxed enough to talk about everything that's going on in your life and talk about everything that happened in regards to Shelley.
Yeah.
And talk about the case.
Right.
And then to take the polygraph and go over questions that you've already gone over and that the great thing about a polygraph test is that you know the questions and you know your answers
Right.
before you even take the test.
Yeah.
It's the greatest test
I
in the
will
world.
think about it.
And that's all we can ask you
you
for.
know,
And then I would ask that you speak with somebody about it.
Yeah. Talk to an attorney about it.
And like you said, we're not going to dress a guy up in a suit and say, "Here's your attorney."
Oh, I know.
Someone you trust.
Yeah.
You know.
Which I don't trust any of them right now. I don't know who to trust.
Well, and like we said,
Well, your husband was an attorney and he was well liked by a lot of people.
Not really.
You'd
Not
be
really.
surprised. You'd be surprised at how many people I've talked to
Yeah.
that know your husband
Mm-hmm.
and that spoke highly of him.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
there's a lot of criminal defense attorneys that I like,
Yeah.
and I know they're just doing their job. Just like you said, we have to do our job,
Yeah.
and I know they're just doing their job.
Oh, right.
But there's others that are,
Oh,
they get
scum.
They're scum. Yeah. But yeah, you need to find somebody you can trust.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, my hope was that, before we left here, that we could come to a conclusion, and I understand my work's cut out for me and that's what I'm doing and that's what I'm going to do. But be sure of this.
Yeah.
I mean, once you walk out this door, everything's off the table. You know what I mean?
What's on the table right now?
Well, like I told you before, I mean, we would advocate.
What is
with
on the table?
Well, what we would do is we would advocate with the prosecutor in explaining what happened. You know what I mean? To show that, hey, look, this is the life she had to go through. This was the glue that held that family together.
Oh, right.
You know, but then that glue can't hold on forever. You know what I mean? Every once in a while, and it's gonna break.
Yeah.
You can't put pressure on somebody and constantly every day it's a battle. Every day putting pressure on somebody to come through and perform and support and be that glue to hold everyone together. You can't do that without. There's nothing that's gonna stay.
Yeah.
It's gonna come apart.
Yeah.
And whether or not it comes right back, and it becomes firm. You yourself said this, and I know this pains you to say that right now, the good of what happened here is that Bennett is better off. You said that, right?
Well,
You said that when we got here.
yeah. This is true.
And-
We're trying to make the positive come out of this.
Right.
So
And I believe that.
if there's something that has to be positive,
Mm-hmm.
it's that.
Mhm.
As hard as it is to say it.
But like I said, I mean,
And I'm also
but
really
if there's
worried
ever an
about little
opportunity,
Benny, is he okay here?
oh sure.
Where is he?
Yeah.
The room that you guys were in before.
He is still here?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If he needs anything,
We're not gonna lie to you. That's 100% honest to God
Okay.
true.
Because he wants to go to that play date.
Right.
Oh, and Hannah is going to the airport for her internship.
Okay. Yeah, I know she went over to.
Yeah, Hannah might have to hang that internship up. And that's also the first time I see her like maybe care. She probably does care about Hannah. And she definitely cares about her grandson Benny, because I think her reason for taking Rochelle out is because she wanted her grandson Benny.
Danusia's? Oh, good.
So hopefully.
Okay.
She's gone already.
Yeah.
Okay.
She left like.
Okay. Right away.
But like I said, you walk out of here today, we can't do anything
Okay.
in your corner. Do you understand?
Yes.
I
fully understand.
I just want you to know that. I don't want you to, now if you, like I said, if you walk out of here today and, you talk to an attorney or you talk to somebody and they say, well, Janet, they're gonna, this is gonna happen. The truth will come out.
Yeah.
This is what we should do. I'm all ears, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I said, before all that happens, if this were, like I said, we come to a conclusion today, the truth comes out.
Mhm.
We get, we find out all the facts and we present that for the prosecutor,
Mhm.
and like I said, this would probably, be in more, Detective McLaughlin's court because we're in their city,
Mhm.
I'm just country boy out in the city here,
Yeah.
big city. I'm just kidding, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
I hear you.
But I know from my experience in dealing
Yeah.
with my prosecutors,
Mhm.
if I said, "Hey, look at this lady,"
Yeah.
she's 44 years old,
45.
45.
Mhm.
Okay, she's 44 years old, and she's, she's great.
Well,
She's great.
She's not great, because this is so true. Jacqueline said Janet's husband's friends know who she is. So Janet was married to a defense attorney. He passed away. Don't know how. I'm kind of curious now how. And they said, well, to take the polygraph, do you know any of your husband's colleagues? Maybe one of them could advise you, sit in on it or whatever to get you comfortable doing it. She was like, oh no, they wouldn't help me. I'm like, your husband's colleagues don't like you?
And this happened, and we know she's not this cold calculating person. She's a caring, warm, loving person and made a mistake.
Yeah.
That's what I think happened
I hear you. I
You
hear
know?
you.
That's what I think happened here,
I know you feel that way.
No.
And nobody likes to be lied to either.
Yeah.
Nobody likes to be lied to. And just like these lessons that you taught your kids growing up,
Mhm.
and you'll be teaching Bennett these lessons again,
Mhm.
is that honesty is always the best policy.
Absolutely.
Honesty is always the best policy.
Mhm.
I guess she's teaching Bennett by example and not by her, being with him. Like, Bennett, I should have been honest, or I shouldn't have done it. Because no, Bennett's going to have a new caretaker, which I'm actually like, who is taking care of the grandson? Because you got caught.
And another lesson that you'll be teaching Bennett
Mhm.
is that when you lie, you have to lie again.
Mhm.
And then you have problems keeping track of the lies that you told.
Right.
And that eventually
Absolutely.
the old proverbial saying is that it comes around and it bites you in the ass.
This is true.
And much like we've been trying to stress to you, if this is the case,
This is true.
is that when the evidence comes back,
Mhm.
nobody likes to be lied to.
Yeah. I understand. I'm ready to hear the truth.
Me too.
I'm ready to hear it.
Amen.
Right. And I know he will find it out. That's all I
We
can
will.
say. I know it.
If you want to give me a second, I'm going to go find out where Bennett's at.
Oh, good.
Okay, I'll skip through this part when they come back.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Great. So he's still here, Benny.
Yep.
Oh,
He's just
good.
been playing
Oh, good.
with you.
Oh, good. What's it say?
It says 1 day of cold, 364 days of fun.
Oh.
I'll take my chances.
So do you think they're done searching right now?
No, they're still there.
Oh.
And you can't go back because it's still considered a scene right now.
Jeez. And Charles is
But
okay?
soon, but soon.
I can go back soon?
Soon today.
I can?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, they're not. I mean, we're not boarding up your house or anything.
Okay.
So
do you feel then that I should get an attorney at this point?
I can't offer you legal advice,
Yeah.
but I always tell people if you think you need an attorney, get an attorney.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not underhanded. I'm not gonna backdoor you. I'm not gonna, tell you, oh no, you don't need it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm telling you that if you've done something wrong, and I always
Right.
tell people that if you've done something wrong and you
Yeah.
feel like you need an attorney,
I just feel that
get an attorney.
there's enough that you say you've gotten, that you say the sheet you've gotten her purse and everything not there, and the whole way it looks, you haven't gotten anything on anyone else. So I'm feeling like, well, maybe I should get an attorney.
Well, and,
Yeah.
and like I said, if that's, an attorney is, gonna try to help you get the best possible deal or best,
Right.
So, yeah, I would say, if that's the way you feel. Like I said, again, unfortunately, I can't say, well, here's an attorney I can, I
Right.
can't give you legal advice. I can't
Right.
say, well, you need an attorney for this or that. All I can tell you is,
And I have
I'm
to
not
ask
going
about
to.
the polygraph. I'll ask her about that.
yeah, and I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna tell you, no, don't get an attorney.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I've been in this game long enough to know that, just because someone gets an attorney doesn't mean that they're not gonna be truthful.
Right.
They're gonna talk to an attorney, and the attorney might say, well,
Yeah.
you know what, Janet, let's get ahead of this.
Yeah.
We know it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
We know the truth's gonna come out, at
Mhm.
least most of it. And let's get ahead of it and we'll deal with it.
Yeah.
There's a big difference between spending the rest of your life in prison or spending a few years in prison. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
For a crime of passion.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, I'll tell you, we had a kid that stabbed a guy 64 times and beat him in the head with a pickle jar.
With a what?
A pickle jar.
Oh, wow.
He
Oh,
got
wow.
90 days in jail because it was allegedly he was a victim of abuse.
Yeah.
And he got fed up.
Mhm.
And he turned around and,
Yeah.
the judge saw that.
Wow.
The judge saw that this wasn't a pre-calculated,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I tell you, hey, look, what's on the table,
Mhm.
it's, I don't make promises. I don't make, because again, we're in another county. So
Right.
I can't say, well, Cuyahoga County's only going to give you 90 days,
Right.
because of what you had to go through.
Yeah.
I can't promise you that. But I can tell you this, in my experience, is that there's far greater penalty and far greater charges when someone covers up and doesn't cooperate than as opposed to remorse. And you know that. And you know that with
Sure.
your kids,
I would-
If your kids did something wrong and they covered it up and lied to you, it makes you a lot more angrier than if they say, Mom, I
Yeah.
broke the window. You
Right.
know what I mean?
I hear you, huh?
So that's and
Yeah.
let your attorney know that too. Like, hey, look, this is what they have. They won't tell me everything,
Right.
but that noose is getting tighter.
Yeah.
It's getting tighter,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
and plus, listen, I can tell that you have a conscience. You know what I mean? Like,
They still trying with her. She has no conscience. She doesn't. Right. Jacqueline said, oh, well, that's not going to work. Or that's not going to be Janet's case.
you know what's right. You're a caring and feeling person.
Mhm.
And for you to carry around something, it'll destroy your life.
Absolutely.
It really will. It will destroy your life.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah.
It'll be that one waking moment that you won't think about. You know.
It's already
what happened.
Tough to know that she's not going to be here. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Bennett is about to get a Happy Meal.
Oh, he loves that with chocolate milk. Good.
He would like to speak with you
Okay.
in the other room.
Okay.
The counselor, talk with her, talk with mom,
Oh, okay.
grandma, I mean, and if we're,
Me and you,
Yeah.
we don't need to be in there.
no,
Okay.
Okay.
I'll take you over there.
Yeah.
All right, y'all, we made it. We're about to hear, I believe the sentencing should be at the end. So we've made it to the end. You have hung in there. So here we go.
Janet Tyberski was released, but investigators continued building their case. Evidence suggested Janet argued with Rochelle, possibly over custody of Rochelle's young son, and then tried to suffocate Rochelle while she slept. While Rochelle fought back, Janet smashed her head against the floor, killing her. Janet kept Rochelle's body at home before enlisting the help of her other daughter, 19-year-old college athlete Hannah, to help her move it. Traces of blood on Janet's vehicle and surveillance footage of her driving with Hannah to the dump site proved conclusive. On May 5, 2015, Janet Tyberski was arrested at her home and charged with her daughter's murder. She later pleaded guilty to murder, felonious assault, tampering with evidence, and abuse of a corpse. She was sentenced to a minimum of 19 years in prison. Hannah Tyberski pleaded guilty to gross abuse of a corpse for helping move Rochelle's body and was given probation.
So there's our conclusion. Because she wanted custody of her grandson, did all that. I don't know how she got her 19-year-old daughter to do it. 19-year-old daughter had her future ahead of her. She was going to her internship. I need to know why. But I know you're like, I got to protect my mom. I owe my mom everything. You're not thinking like this could affect my life. Of course, we're going to get caught. All these things. But yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, probation is wild. That is wild. But that's the conclusion of this interrogation video. I will have more for y'all. Thank you for whatever phase you came in on. I appreciate it. And yeah, we'll have another one. Oh, I have something for palate cleansing now. It's called Pets Choose Their Adoptive Parents. So on YouTube, it said like Animal Kingdom something channel, but it's like all you gotta do is search for dogs choose their adoptive parents. I was bawling my eyes out, y'all. But in a good way. It was a good release. So if you need something to cleanse your palate, that's what you can go to is the people sit there and then the dog, they release the dogs sometimes one by one, and they come in, they just lay their head on the lap of somebody that they're choosing to adopt them basically, or they're I don't know, and then the people, they start crying and I'm crying because they're crying, and it's a whole feel good. So if you need a palate cleanser, that might be something. Yes, Jamie, I'm so glad you're enjoying it. I'm so glad. All right, y'all. I will see you later. Bye.